What up, what up, what up? How is everybody doing on this Friday night? Let's see if we can get some music going. Here with the hobbyist miner. How are you, man? How you doing?
I am awesome. I am tired and done with this week, so I am eager for the weekend for sure.
I feel you, dude. It has been It has been a week full of Mondays for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is
Mm-hmm.
just nonstop. You know how the corporate world goes.
I don't miss it one bit.
I
Don't
bet.
miss it one bit.
Like you
Nope.
son of a bitch, man. You don't know what you're missing. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, she come back.
Every once in a while, I talk with people from my old company who like reach out. I'm like, don't miss that stress. Yep, I don't care. Like,
Yeah, you know, we had a couple of people because we're a company of many companies through acquisitions and stuff. And over the years, we've had people come and go, and like tribal knowledge kind of goes with them sometimes. So I got their number, whatever. I'll reach out and be like, hey man, whatever happened with this? What was the IP address of the server or whatever? And they're when I get a response back of like, dude, I don't work there anymore. I get it now. I'm like, you son of a bitch, but I get it, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's say hey to some people in the chat real quick. Son of a Rabbit was first, Nick the Phantom, and Steven Cicero. Steven Cicero, I think you are my only member. Like, I haven't done anything for members in like, I don't know, 2 years, and he is stuck around like a freaking turd in a rabbit's butt. He is
Do you
stuck
have
around.
music?
Thank you, sir.
Do you have music rocking right now? Because like the music's louder than you are.
Is it loud?
I want to make sure. I want to make sure it's not just me. Like,
yeah, I had it on. It didn't sound that loud on my end.
That's all right. Chat can validate. I just want to make sure like that you're not blasting music and your voice is like super quiet.
I'm old. I'm deaf. I have to yell over everything, man.
It's those speakers. It's always those speaker people. So it's okay. Yeah. I totally understand.
I can't do headphones, man. Like
earbuds all the way. Earbuds all the way.
Down to it. I mean, I can. I got some Bluetooth headphones, but
there you go.
I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sound is good. Okay, good.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. Really, just hanging out, shooting the shit. I've been heads down working on work stuff all week, so I haven't really seen what's going on with the market. I freaking woke up today and started like moving money around. My daughter's car broke, so we had to, pay to get it fixed. Freaking wheel bearings, a steering belt, and tie rods. I mean, it's a '99 freaking Corolla. So
Corolla, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, Corolla's nicer than the Camry, so that's good. Nice.
Corolla is a little nicer than the Camry, yeah.
Yep.
But I'm moving money around, and I'm like, holy shit, why is Bitcoin so low?
Yeah.
108,000. Oh, that's super low, but
Yeah, I mean, I haven't followed all the details on it. I've been working outside all week on the new shed setup, but I did see that I guess there was 24,000 Bitcoin liquidated from one Bitcoin address.
Shit.
That kind of started, and chat, please correct me, but kind of started the snowball effect. And I mean, the thing is, like, I have it up over here, like, ETH is still 4,300. So like, okay, like ETH isn't really, responding as negative. I mean, was it closer to 5K? Hell yeah, it was. But, you got some gifted memberships there.
Damn, Retro Mike coming in, the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Northern Crypto and Tech, Automatic Beats, Bell Miner, Chuck Danger, and Scott A. all got memberships gifted by Retro Mike. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Nice
Welcome
guy.
to the Geek Squad, fellas. Or ladies. All
right, Best
Buy.
I
don't
Best
judge.
Buy over here. I like it. The Geek Squad. Oh, man.
That's right.
So, yeah, but other than that, like, looking across the board, I look at a lot of things like Solana, Dogecoin, a lot of those major ones out there. And Bitcoin. Okay, is this? I haven't looked, but like, are we seeing these funds liquidate down into altcoins out of Bitcoin, or is it going straight to fiat? Chat, please let me know. I'm very curious. Like, have we seen the total amount, kind of liquidating out of Bitcoin into altcoins, which that would be really, really nice. But I just kind of roll with the punches and buy when it's low. Take opportunities to buy up a few bucks here and there.
Yeah, I'm with you, and it kind of stinks because like every week, every paycheck, or every other week, I spend a couple $100. I buy Bitcoin, and it's just what I do, and like just spending it instead of spending power on mining. I'm just buying Bitcoin, and so yesterday, I get paid a day early or whatever because my bank rocks, and I bought some Bitcoin, and then this morning it was down by like a couple $1,000. I'm like, fuck, man, I was like, right there.
Not a good day to sell. Not a good day to have to sell anything or use that. So I totally get that. No, that's good. It's Yeah, I mean, been tied up and busy the last, I'd say, week or so. But yeah, been continuing to pump out content, and things have been good.
Yeah, I started watching that like little 4-day series or 4-part
Hmm.
series that you put together for your shed. It looks sick, man. It looks really
Yeah,
good.
it literally dropped yesterday. Like, I finished
Yeah.
editing it last night. The shed dropped yesterday as well. And dude, I'm so sore. My forearms, like, listen, I'm not Mr. like blue collar construction here, all right? So like after 4 days of that, or 3 days, I mean, we did everything in 3 days, start
That's
to
wild.
finish, 3 days.
That's wild.
And they were 12 plus hour days, and me hammering in rebar and
Mm.
everything. We were shoveling tons and tons of stone. I mean, we got 24 tons of stone, and it was the first 18 was skid loaded, so that helped out a lot, but the rest of it was all hand done. And so I was exhausted. Like, yesterday I was dead to the world. After that shed got delivered, I was dead to the world. I was like, all right, checkbox is done, we're good. And then today was over there to create my master list of everything I need to order for phase 2. So that's like all the electrical, the 400 meter bases, the
Yeah.
breakers, all the outlets, measure everything for the intake wall, the exhaust wall, just everything. And I just put that order through tonight. Massive order. My largest Amazon order I've ever done, pretty much. And
You use my link, of course, right? You use my
yeah,
my associate's
yeah,
link for all that.
that's
Okay,
right.
cool.
Yeah,
We're good. We're good.
it was big. So
Bet.
that's all ordered. So I actually just put a date out there, September 16th to the 19th will be phase 2. So
Wow.
it'll be 4 days of living and breathing over there and getting everything done, which will be great. So that's going to be phase 2 for all of that and all that work that we're going to be doing over there. So that'll be all the electrical will get done. The intakes are all going to get cut in. The exhaust is going to get cut in. All the Ethernet's going to get run. I mean, everything start to finish, because the last week of September is actually my inspection. I have to get a local inspection done. There's 2 things that the power company requires before they energize me the week of October, the first week of October. The first one is to get inspection, and that has to
Okay.
get submitted. And
Yeah.
then the second one is the trench has to get done with the conduit that you saw in the video.
Yeah.
So I checked off the conduit one's done, and then they're actually coming in 2 weeks to replace the pole and upgrade my transformer for me. So, yeah, it's exciting, but it's also like, hey, you got 5 weeks to do everything you need to.
Everything, yeah, and then some. Right. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
going to be more red tape along
Yep.
the way. So when you
Yep.
laid your conduit, all you have to do is like put a pull string in it so that they can run the cabling, or did you run
Yeah,
the cables already?
yeah, so you have to do, like, they give you a big packet that's like, it has to be this depth and this size, and you have to do 3 inches of stone dust. So like,
Yeah.
we had to put stone dust in the bottom, 4-inch conduit. It's a PVC Schedule 40, and then you have to glue that all together all the way down. It's about 200 feet, and then you have to do 15 inches of stone dust and then backfill it. And when you do that, you also have to do a pull string, but it has to be a certain type of pull string. It has to be like so I forget the name, the material. It's not nylon. It's this other material. Has to be flat and has to support 1,200 pounds of pressure. So
Interesting.
because of how they pull it through, so they
Yeah.
end up putting a machine down on the other end that pulls through this massive cable, and then on the pull side, that's where they have the cable. It's a cable's called a 350/350/40 cable, and they will pull that all the way through. But there's like all these things of like, hey, your pull string can't be like, the thing is, you had to put your pull string in, but you also have to glue together that conduit.
Yeah.
So each 10-foot piece is glued together. So what I ended up doing, because we didn't have a shop vac or a compressor available, a lot of people will put a shop vac on one side and suck through on that length. Was I actually put a really big lag bolt on the end of it, and I had a really high-end, high-test magnet on the outside, and just ran it along that conduit before we dropped it in and pulled it out the other side.
That's smart.
And then so I was able to get it done. It was just kind of those things you think about, like, all right, how can I make this work,
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked out really well, and we had to backfill it all and flatten it all out. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was fun, but it was a ton of work. Ton of work.
Yeah,
but when
that
the
ditch
shed
switch is the way
Yeah.
to go, man, for sure.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
I did that, and I did it in, I don't know, it was like 120 feet or 100. It wasn't very far going from the house to the shed at my old house in Georgia, but I dug it all by hand and dug it deep enough, and then I put the gravel down, and I put the conduit down, and then I had to put lime on top, and
oh, that's different. Okay.
I put a like a caution tape as well.
Yes,
so
we had to
somebody
do that
actually
too.
starts digging in it, they'll see it, and
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's a
feel you,
red.
man.
It's a red like caution tape. It says like electrical high power. You put it on top of the stone dust before you backfill it.
Yep.
So that, and we actually had the power company come out the literally like an hour before. It was so funny. The first day, you know, I schedule everything to a T. So like this is everything we have to get done. So like the first day we were supposed to get the ditch witch at like 8:30, while the person before us that was renting it didn't bring it back till noon. So we were already half a day behind.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, the power company was behind to come out and mark our previous conduit. They came out and sprayed it because we were concerned. Like, we were close. Like, there was one spot where we were within, like, 3 feet of our old conduit. So we were concerned. And so, thankfully, it all came together and we got it all done day one. But it was like, I don't need this stress. Like, this is day one. We have a lot to get done. So I think the latest we worked was about 8 at night. And the earliest we started was about 7:30. So
Wow.
it was long days, but beautiful weather.
Yeah.
I mean, here it was in the 60s, low 70s, no rain at all. Worked out nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you weren't doing that in the dead of summer.
Yep.
You know, 100-degree heat, sweating your sack off. That sucks.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, do you already have miners ready to go in there, like waiting to get energized to plug in and start mining? What do you put
I got
in there
5.
first?
I have 5 units sitting outside my door here. I have S21 XP. I have the DG1 Lite. And then I have 3 L7s that are going to be going in there already.
Oh,
Day
sweet.
one. Day
Yeah.
one. Look, DJ's Poke Center. That's DJ coming in on his Pokemon account.
Heck yeah. What's going on, DJ?
I was just talking about him this morning. I was talking with a friend of mine, getting into more cards and opening Pokemon decks and all that stuff, and I had recommended him go check out DJ's channel.
Oh, cool.
Pokemon channel. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's wild how much that takes off, man, or how
Mhm.
much that's like actually coming, you know,
Yeah.
and taking off for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
a weird way to spend money.
Yeah,
but
I
hey,
have
whatever.
Yeah, I have 5 ASICs as we were talking about ready to go in
Yep.
there. Like as soon as we get energized, which will be great. I'm currently dealing with the power company that I have that I'm working with is actually one of the largest data center power suppliers in the US. You probably have heard of them, Constellation Energy.
Yeah.
If you've kept up with the industry, they deal with a lot of the data centers. They deal with Amazon, they deal with the big ones out there. They just started buying up power company, like actually power plants. Like they're actually the supplier that I'm working with for my electric that I signed my 3-year contract with. So I had a call with them this morning to update them on where I am with the project, when inspection is, when we're energizing, just to keep them up to date, because we're trying to figure out what this will look like. So I got thrown a curveball about 2 weeks ago. PPL originally told me that, who's my power company, that I could add another meter under my current account number, which was perfect because everything, my contract's based off account number. So I was like, perfect, sounds good. 2 weeks ago, found out from more knowledgeable people that doesn't happen. Every meter has its own account number with PPL.
Oh, shit.
So what happens there is like, oh, well, do I start over? Which means I need 12 months now of electric. And then I had a meeting today with Constellation Energy, and they were like, no, like, we will look at we'll kind of use your proxy account, your existing account. And then they're like, hey, if you could come up with a 12-month tier list of like different kilowatt hours that you plan to reach, that's good enough for us.
Nice.
And so we can get you a much better rate. And they said they could either add in and just redo my entire contract with both meters. They said I could do 2 different ones. So they're going to come to the table after I get energized. But then also one of the struggles I have is PPL. So day one, I get energized. I have a meter, right? You got a meter. I'm using power.
Ready to go.
The downside is PPL doesn't give you your account number right away. It could take anywhere from a month to 3 months before they give you your account number.
What?
Well, Constellation Energy can't help me to negotiate my rate, my supply rate, if they don't have an account number. And I spoke with PPL about this because I was like, listen, in Pennsylvania, the supply side is deregulated. And legally, I'm allowed to shop my electric day one. I can't do that because of the amount of red tape it takes to go through your entire system with like new construction and everything. And I'm like, what are you guys going to do about that? Because legally, you're not allowing me to shop my electric because you aren't giving me my account number. And I was like, your rates suck. 12 cents is not competitive, especially when you're talking about the amount of power I'm using. And they were like, well, we could put off your bill for 3 months. I'm like, that doesn't help me because your rates are terrible. Yeah. And I'm like, that doesn't help me out there. So I'm working with them as well to be like, how do we speed this up? Because like, I don't want to plug anything in day one if I have to deal with your electric rates because they're terrible. Like, so it's just the game that we play. And they were like, well, last time we were backlogged by 3 months, and this time we're really caught up. It could only take 3 to 4 weeks. I'm like, you got to put that in writing. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like,
yeah, there you go.
Get out of
Playing
here.
the game. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit
wild.
of red tape. That's a big roadblock right there.
Yep. It definitely is. It definitely is. And like, I can't be the first one to deal with this. So I just kind of the cards I'm dealt and continue to work through it. But I'm excited to get out the other side. So first week in October is kind of our field goal right now.
Your target, end zone. At least, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to see the progress on the whole project. You're coming really far on it. So good job. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I like documenting it. It's fun along the way. I know there's a certain niche of people that enjoy watching that. Like I know it's not for everybody, right? Like the DIY stuff, and like I get a lot of people that are like, they don't have the opportunity to do that. So there's a lot of hate that comes back at me, and I'm like, listen, I get it, but it's like I'm paying for this entirely along the way, like and so it's very expensive to do, and not everybody can do it. But it's a blast along the way. So, look at Max in chat. Bullshit meter off the charge. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, like right away. That's the thing with PPL. It's like, oh well, you could go with our rates for 3 months. Like, no.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
Like why? I did the math, and my electric bill would be almost $2,500 more a month. Like right now, a full 400 amp is cost at 7.2 is costing me $5,001 a month. That was my last electric bill. Yeah. So like I go with PPL and I'm almost $7,500. It's like insane. Like dude, it cuts into profit margins too much. It's like I'm absolutely not. So I don't mind plugging. Like I honestly don't mind building it and then gradually easing into it. That's what I told Constellation Energy today. I was like, listen, it may just look like a 12-month ramp up. A little bit at a time. And they were like, that's fine. Like they were completely cool with that because they're like, listen, you have a whole nother meter with us, an account, and you've proven like your usage. So we're okay with it. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like that's nice. Good. So yeah.
That's good. At least they don't make you kind of wait and prove yourself again kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was my biggest concern because I was like, I did that the first time around with the first one of kind of jumping through different agreements and finding ones that were decent and stuff, and which was fine, but it was a struggle. And now with all the electric rates have gone up overall, especially with anybody that is under PJM. Are you under PJM? Do you know, with that big increase they made more recently?
I wasn't
sure if Chicago. Okay. There was a big increase they made with like
multiple
different states. They increased significantly. I think it was like 16% or more.
I know our bill went up, that's for sure. Like my usage didn't change and my bill went up.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's
so
ridiculous.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. It's you were asking about like what miners I have like ready to go. I really don't know of anything else I would buy right now other than Bitcoin or script miners. Like it just doesn't financially make sense unless you disagree.
No, I would agree. And I think 2024 was the year of the shitcoin miner. Like every month or every couple of weeks, it was like a new Caspa, a new this shitcoin, a new that shitcoin. and then it was just a race to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are catching on, and they're not buying the new latest and greatest, like what's the Aleo Max, the gold shell Aleo Max one.
Oh yeah, the AE Max 2, whatever, that bigger one. Yeah. Yep.
I don't see a bunch of people buying that. I mean, especially with the mine to or stake to mine shit that they're doing, but just in general. I mean, like Script has proven themselves. Bitcoin, of course, has proven itself.
Yeah,
even some of the other, mineable coins out there that have proven themselves, been around for a long time, and you know that or you can guess pretty well what the outcome's going to become. Pump time, right? But some of these other shit coins, it's just. It ain't.
Well, it was. Yeah, I agree with you. It was interesting because like Goldshell reached out to me about their 6th anniversary thing that they have going on, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing our 6th anniversary. Like, can you help? Would you like to help celebrate with us?" And I was like, "Well, what do you got going on? What are you doing?" They're like, "Hey, we'd love to send you an AE Max 2," and I'm like, "Dude, Aleo sucks. This project won't be around in a year from now. The way it's going with the whole stake avenue." And that's just my thoughts. The staking mechanic was just to slow down liquidation on their project.
100%.
And I was just like, I'm good on that. And then they're like, "Oh, well, we could," I'm like, "Listen, if you want to send it to me, I will give it away on a live stream, but that's it. Like, I'm not." And then they're like, "Oh, well, can we send you a KD Max Pro or KD Box Pro?" And I'm like,
the Cadena?
"Wait, didn't that?" I'm like, "Cadena?" I'm like, from like forever ago. And I'm like, "How do you even have it?" First thing I said, "Wait, you guys still have inventory of this?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, man." Like, so then they were talking about all these different AE boxes and AL boxes. And I'm looking them up and I'm like, I went back to, I'm like, "Guys, all of these make negative. They don't make anything." And I'm like, "These are doorstops." Like, I'm like, "Listen, no offense, but like, I'm good. Like, the hardware is not." I'm like, "Are you guys working on any new algorithms or miners?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, well, when you are, please reach out. I love to talk about it." But like, you guys aren't doing anything but just getting that stuff out there. And that was really, really, like, that was tough. Now listen, love the other content creators that have done the giveaways. That's what I told them. I'm like, if you send it to me, I'm just giving it away. Like, I'm not doing anything with it.
Yeah. What's up, Full Electric? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I got the DG2 should be here sometime this weekend.
Panda didn't keep it for himself and say F you? That's awesome. Glad he sent it.
I told him. I said, "Hey, man, I know where you live. I got your address. I will come up there and pick up my miner."
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it'll be good.
Yeah.
I got a...
That's cool.
When we moved into this house 2 years ago, I ran 2 of the direct bury cables for Ethernet out to the garage as a redundant circuit, right?
Yeah.
As well as 2 20 amp 240 volt circuits.
Oh, perfect.
I think they're 20 amp. Yeah, they're 20 amp because they only got one 30 amp in the basement. Yes.
20 or 30.
They're definitely 20s. Because the 130 I've got down here on the rack. But I went to go plug in a miner, I don't know, a month ago or so, and both of the internet circuits are broke. Like, they're just dead.
What?
Couldn't connect to them. I put my
There's a reason you ran 2. There's a reason you ran 2.
That was the whole point. I was like, okay, so if one fails, I got another one. Nope. Something must have gotten the ground and ate those fuckers to pieces.
Dang it.
So I got a site-to-site wireless bridge.
Yep. Okay.
I'm just going to put it outside the back door and run it straight down to the basement and then run it like right across the driveway into the garage. Perfect. And it ties into my existing software-defined network controller. So I can just manage everything. Yeah, because
you're on Unify, is that correct?
What's that?
Are you on Unify? I can't remember.
No, I use TP-Link. I use the Omada system.
Good for you. Good for you. Glad to hear. I like that. My shed that I have now, we ran 2 Ethernet cables when we first did the run from back over a year and a half ago. We actually did a 100 amp sub panel off of the electrician's house originally.
Yeah.
Like, I ran 2 Ethernet cables, just outdoor burial cables. So those have worked well. I run those off into I love the Google Mesh systems. They're not for anything complicated. They're great for home setups. So I have one in the shed. So the new shed, I didn't even run Ethernet to, because you can literally set up another Google Mesh Wi-Fi unit. I set it up in the other shed today, ran my electrical cable there because I didn't have any power.
Yeah.
Added it to the mesh network, tested it for an hour, gets 250 down and 40 up with
That's
not
wild.
one dropped packet on.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm
Perfect.
good. Like that's perfect. Like that's I'm
More
gonna
than
I'm gonna
enough for-
connect it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna connect it to a 48 port switch, and I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
good to go. So yeah, it's kind of, sometimes you have to get creative for sure with those units, and you know, but I'm not recommending the Google Mesh Network if you're like, hey, I wanna set up. I mean, you could do it. It's a little more difficult, but you could set up NATs and DMZs and things like that.
Yeah.
I use them a lot because I'll do IP reservations for my miners and everything.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
every time I plug in a miner, it notifies me on my phone through the Google app. And I'm like, okay, cool. The IP address is 150. All right, I'm going to go in, put in an IP reservation. I'm going to name it on my network too. Like I can name it in there, and then bam, I'm good to go. But it's, you know, definitely not for the more complicated work that you want to do.
That'd probably be a good setup. Like, is it just a flat network? Like, you don't really have subnets. It's all
Flat
just,
network. It's just
yeah.
totally dedicated to it. I mean, it's over at the shed there. It's like, that's all that is
Yeah,
there's for
perfect.
it.
That's a perfect
I
use
don't
case
even
for it.
I don't even use the wireless there because I have no reason to, because of like everything's wired in. It's like, okay, I don't need to overcomplicate things. So yeah, it works out well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when we moved here, I was looking at just standing up. I had a handful of Ubiquity stuff, a smaller house back in Georgia, and one, I had a lot of trouble adopting things to the existing network controller, and shopping their dude, Unify is so proud of their shit. Like I got.
They're like the Apple, the Mac,
it is.
the Mac
like
Avenue,
the
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I got probably 3 times as much hardware for the same price as I would have got a Switch and an AP under Unify. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
it's
the
good
only
equipment, but it's a bit pricey.
Yeah, the only reason I would go with Unify right now, but I just don't have the time to mess with it, is just because of getting 5x5 fiber that I talked about the other week, and just doing that. But outside of that, like, just because no one else is supporting that, there isn't really a lot of other options out there at a larger scale. So, but I don't need it quite yet. So, and I see Max is talking about AI in chat, so I'm actually glad he brings that up. He was talking about here, they're saying, how is your AI doing? Are you on Chlor yet? So I can't remember, do you have anything on AI right now, or no, you don't have anything at the current moment?
Nope, I got nothing. I got no mine. Well, one miner, a couple of lottery miners, and no AI, no nothing. It's I'm just waiting. I'm holding off right now. Like it's not a big win for me. I got other shit going on.
Yeah. So I have right now running, I have the one 3900X with 64 gigabytes of memory, and the 3090 on Nosana. Max had brought it up actually in chat. It was funny. I know Max was doing a new build. It was a 5090 build that he had talked about on his channel, and I had actually saw him in the Nosana Discord talking with them, which they were super easy to work with, and it works out well. The challenge is like they closed their, like, first time I've seen it, but like they weren't accepting any more 5090s for the premium versus community. Wow. So they will move you from community to premium. They do a spot check like once a week, and then they will move you from community up to premium if you check all the boxes. Internet speeds are good.
Yeah.
Everything like that is good. But they weren't accepting any more 5090s at the current moment, which is a bummer for Max in that regard. And I totally get it. Something though I've seen, like I've been messing with Nosana for, I would say, like 2 months now. And I had my 3080 on it, and that was like my total guinea pig. And then I moved this 3090. My biggest issue there is I'm not finding jobs. Like there's just no jobs available. And now it's getting benchmarked every 2 hours, which is fine. So you're getting paid, but like, that's it. Like I actually went back. I was thinking about this after I saw Max's like comments in the Discord, and I went back through my pages, and I don't know the last time I actually got a job on Nosana. So I'm like, okay, like, is Nosana, and honestly, if somebody knows better than I do, please comment in chat. But so I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that rig. Like, there's probably better use case, right? 3900X, you know, having, you know, a 3090 dedicated machine. I could probably find a better use case for it. And then I actually have a video coming out. I bought a whole bunch of For the Win 3s.
Oh, sweet.
3090s. Yeah. Like I've never owned 3090s except for the one that I have out there. So I actually went on a rampage and bought 3 in one day locally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I did a video on that. That'll be coming out. But now I have to decide what I want to do because I bought like 3 3090s. I bought Hawk's Epic CPU, his motherboard that supports it, all his memory on it. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to have like a standalone rig. Oh, I also bought a bunch of his 3900Xs and stuff and motherboards. So like, okay, I'm going to have a bunch of this hardware.
Yeah.
And I love it. But now I'm like, where do I
what are you
put
gonna
this,
do with
right?
it?
Like,
Yeah.
where's a good home for it? So like I see in chat, like Fully Electric's talking about Chlor maybe. I may even try Vast out with the Epic CPU. But my only issue was like I was talking with Max. I'm still learning. But like it doesn't utilize the CPU as much. It's more just GPU. So I'm like,
pretty much.
What do I do? But at least I have options, which is cool. So I'm going to be we're going to be putting out about 1 video a week now on something AI related. I just love diversifying the content. And that's just one area that I want to tap into.
Yeah, you should. It's a natural progression, I feel like. Hey, Crypto Mikkel. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Yep.
Have you looked at Flux's offering, the Flux Core or their Flux AI or anything?
No, I have not looked at it. I don't really have any motivation to look at it, to be honest with you. Okay. I feel too burned from the past, kind of, a lot of commitments there and stuff. So here's the deal. Unless Max Voltage turns around to me and goes, dude, you're missing out, I'm not going to dabble. But Max, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Max is asking about the adapters. I'm not sure yet. We looking to get like a bulk deal here. We're looking to order a bunch. Yeah, so ones that I'm thinking about is Chlor, but I have to look into more, like, does Chlor utilize the CPU more? Like I was looking like, does Chlor utilize the whole machine versus Vast seems to utilize really just the GPUs, which is fine. I know Salad does utilize the whole rig, but like I haven't been happy with Salad in the past because it's like Salad has been so spotty of like, oh, it has jobs, it doesn't have jobs, like it's like a roller coaster. So I don't know. I mean, I'm literally just don't know. So yeah, Chlor, Vast, Nosana, and Salad. But like Nosana would be awesome if there were jobs.
If
like
we're actually doing
show
things,
me the as Max has said in chat. Like, where did he say? He had a comment there. Max had made a comment somewhere about it. Oh, Nosano. Oh, where was it? Here it was. Yeah, so behind, thanks. Oh no, that's not it. I thought I saw a comment from him. Something about how it was super easy or something like that. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, so we'll kind of see what happens. We'll go from there.
Salad just had another update. I've never done anything with Salad. Yeah, jaded. The word is jaded. That's right. I haven't done anything with Salad. Like, it just, I think I got rid of the majority of my GPU farm before it was really catching on. I know it's been around for a while, but yeah, I got rid of most of my hardware before it was a thing that we were all doing, right? So,
well, Salad was interesting. I did a 3080 rig on Salad. That was with the 3900X and the memory. And I had to turn off a lot of things like, oh, that's right. Yeah. Okta as well. That's a really good point there, Retro Mike. I had to turn off a lot of things like the bandwidth sharing and things like that because I just didn't have the upload and download available. But now, because I was at like 1.25 by 40 before I went to 5x5. So now that I'm at 5x5, like, I don't care. So I'm tempted to try Salad out again with one of my Dell Precision rigs that I have. Yeah. That's got like the Xeon processor, 128 gigs of memory, and like throw in that 3080 and be like, all right, let it all, like, let it go. Let it use everything, send it and see what happens.
I've always been hesitant about that. Even putting it like in a DMZ and doing like inter VLAN, limiting communications or connections inter VLANs and stuff. Like, I got something rubs me the wrong way about bandwidth sharing, I just don't want people in my neck. Stay the fuck out of my LAN. It's my LAN.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see Yeah, so I'm eager to play around with it. I think the hard conversation that I think is going to occur is like which one's best, right? Because I think the challenge is like jobs come and go. So like all of a sudden Salad might be like, "Hey, we're looking for a boatload of 3090s." Awesome, love it. But then a month later, that might dry up. And so like
done.
what's like popular at that moment. So I think being able to pivot's good, but then also the tough part is like if you got one rig and you're pivoting constantly, chasing like what's the next like platform or which platform to go to, that's going to hurt you, right? From your availability and stuff like that. So that's where I think it's definitely tough. So I may leave the rig that I have now on Nosana and just let it ride. They're definitely doing some good things over there. Like I've been listening to their community calls and like they're definitely moving in the right direction. I would say they're the most behind. They've been around for like a while, like over a year. Like they've been around. Yeah. But I think they're just slowly like ramping up, like kind of stepping up to the plate, I would say. So we'll have to see what direction I go with some of these other projects.
You know, if you've got, you have what, 4 3090s now, right?
4 3090s total. Yes, 4 3090s total, and a bunch of like 3900Xs, and then that Epic setup. So I do have a variety.
Put them all on different things and run it for 2 or 3 months. You know, do the Panda option. How he has a bunch of the same card or the same rigs on all of these different coins or platforms and stuff. Hey, see which one does best over that same amount of time.
I thought about doing that. The challenge is like after that test is like. That is a hard one because like it's not like I've done that with Bitcoin mining in the past, right? With having the same 3 miners and running it. And that's a pretty good test because like it's the exact same thing. It's not changing as much over like a month time period. Whereas like with AI rentals, the demand for that 3090 could be very different from one platform to another. So if I came out of that 30 days later and was like, all right, Vast is the winner here. A month later, that could be entirely inaccurate. And like, so that's the hard part. That's where I'm like, do I spend all the time? I don't know. I'm very much up in the air about it.
QuickPod is another one people rarely look at, and they let you split out your multi-GPU setups into multi-rentals. Interesting. I've never heard that one, QuickPod. It's
like a third-party kind of broker. You know what people have been talking to me right before I went out to Denver. When I was at the Denver meetup out there. Somebody had messaged me, a guy in my Discord, Crypto Tom, about TensorDoc. And then
I've heard of that one,
literally a few days later, I'm at this Bitcoin meetup and a guy approaches me. Hey, he's big into GPU mining. He has been following the channel for years. It was cool. I got a chance to meet a lot of people from the different communities and stuff. And he's like, hey, have you heard of TensorDoc? And I'm like, really? Twice in 1 week? I'm like, all right, tell me about it. Like, I got 2 people asking me about it, and I'm like, I know nothing about it. I guess it pays like it, and don't quote me. Retro Mike probably knows 10 times more than I do, but like it utilizes your GPU. It pays you in their Teo coin, which I think is like $300 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know if it utilizes the whole rig or just the GPU. I was very surprised by it.
Yeah, interesting. And Max makes a good point. Chasing the most profitable GPU rental platform is similar to chasing the most profitable crypto coin. We've all gone down that path for sure.
Yep. So I think for me, it's just going to be having a little bit of different hardware. Like I've always been intrigued by Vast. So like I may want to turn up a rig, but like maybe the rig I do that on isn't with the Epic CPU or the motherboard because it's not really going to utilize that. So maybe I look at a different, motherboard and CPU pairing for that. I mean, I love to find a platform that utilizes the entire rig, to the best of its ability. It seems like Salad is the closest thing to that, but Salad also doesn't support multi GPUs, and it's also Windows based. And I'm like, but somebody, who was I listening to?
They're opening that up, or they're gonna start supporting a multi GPU workload.
Okay, I heard on Red Fox Crypto's live stream last night that Okta, for people wanting to test the waters, now supports Windows. So they actually have a Windows-based installer.
It probably runs on WSL then.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I tried WSL with no Sana, and it was a mess. And then Keaton from Hive OS was like, dude, just run Hive OS 10 times easier. And I just installed Hive OS on the rig, ran like 4 commands, and bam, my no Sana rig was up and running. It was so much easier.
So
and like Hive OS is more... What's
because
that?
Is there a fee then because you're using Hive OS?
There is, because you're using a rig. I will say I don't have any fees with Hive OS. They sponsored my channel with. I don't have any fees on my account, so I don't really care. I just add to it whatever I need to.
So essentially, because it runs on Ubuntu as.
It runs on Ubuntu, correct? Yes.
Yeah,
like
so
if
you
I have no experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no experience in Ubuntu. So for me, when they were like, "Oh, just run Hive OS," I'm like, "Yes, please." That is right up my world. Like,
yes, please.
Easy enough. Yep.
Yeah, after you and I talked a little bit, I spun up an Ubuntu and got it. I mean, I got it up and running in no time.
That's
with
sick.
Their commands, their how-to guide was real easy.
Yeah.
But then it was like, all right, now you got to set up your account. And I'm like, okay, I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I never did. It's
no, I get you.
Yeah.
Retro Mike was saying in chat, Teo, which is TensorDoc.
Yeah.
Well, 2 things there. Max Voltage says now requires data center requirements. Wow. And he says Teo has about 60 plus subnets. Each one does different types of compute. You can compute on one full time and spread across multiples. That's crazy. So it's definitely like, might be a little bit out of reach for the everyday normies like us, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then Retro Mike does say Okta Windows installer is out now on their docks. Uses WSL, but has some limiting features compared to the native Okta Linux. Yeah, I mean, Okta, I don't know, and please correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but does Okta use CPU and GPU? And like your memory and your bandwidth? Or is it, I mean, I imagine everything has to use your bandwidth with uploading the jobs, but I'd be very curious to know. Who invited this guy? Look at this young stallion coming on here.
Down doors, man. This freaking guy.
Hey.
Whoops. Hold on. I muted you.
Want to be like somebody else, and can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to be like somebody else and be like, hey, let me in. Let me in. I sent him a private message saying, hey, if you want me to come on, I'm open to it. And he sent me an invite.
Listen, this Max Vultures guy is on here. I don't like being in the same windowed area with him. So I'm going to exit left. All right. No, come on now.
Hey, I get my own level, at least according to this. I don't know.
You do. Yeah, you are. You're down there. It's the Brady
level,
Bunch. You're Brady Bunch, you know. You're in the middle. Awesome. So, yeah. So we were talking about Okta. Does Okta utilize your CPU as well, or is it just GPU?
Yeah, you can actually have CPU only. And there's a lot of render jobs on there. So when Retro Mike said that, I'm like, dang, that's like 6D chess. Of course, don't even have a GPU. You don't need to waste that and just use a processor on there. And people using render should actually just get the CPU only. And if they're willing to pay 7 cents an hour for just the CPU, that's incredible.
That is
interesting. And the other thing is you don't have to compete against others that have the same GPU as you.
Yeah.
So if somebody goes in there and says, oh, probably the really good machines are all going to have 5090s. So then they go in there, but now you're competing against all the 5090s. The number of CPU only, I think, is last time I checked. But yeah, that might
be one. That might be one to play with, to take a look at that a little bit closer, especially like how far, because if it is running like a Ubuntu, like, okay, does it support multi GPU versus single? Those are kind of things that kind of go through my head. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have options, I guess, right? Yeah. Like that's kind of the nice thing, and play around with them. And it seems like that's becoming more and more popular, which, hey, I'm all for. I mean, diversifying content, at least from my perspective, has been nice to be like, okay, one day I'm doing on overclocking an L9 or on a DG2, and then the next day it's like, okay, I just went and bought these GPUs. So yeah, I'm definitely finding that's my new norm, is like just kind of diversifying content every week to keep things new and different.
It's funny. I haven't put out content for a few weeks now, and I really need to. But the thing I'm most excited about is lowering my power bill, and that does not get views. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
talk about it on your live stream. I
did. So yeah, so I got the heat pump this week. I have the audit on Wednesday with ComEd. That'll lower my rate by 3.138 cents.
That's awesome.
Nice. There you go.
And I've talked about the hourly, and now my community solar's kicked in. So that's saving me another 1 to 1.5 cents.
There you go.
So right now I'm looking like I could actually possibly be, should be like right around 10 cents all in now. That's maybe awesome. Even a little bit less.
Man. Yeah.
So, but it's all, you have to layer everything. Obviously you already have electric only, so you have that part of it already figured out, Goat. But yeah, that was, I did like, so I got all geeked out on this. I did a data analysis where I took my hourly rates from the last year, my power usage from the last year, both of those on an hourly basis, date and hourly, long spreadsheet of data, and then the temps for the last year. Put those all through ChatGPT, said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And, can you help me out? And they're like, yeah. They literally put in a link and said, fill out this spreadsheet. And so I put it all in, fed it back in, and they're like, yep,
that's nice.
This is what it is. Told me my crossover temperature for going, because basically in the Chicago area, you've got, it gets cold and your heat pump lowers efficiency the colder it gets. So it tells you your crossover temperature. It basically said, well, if your cost of gas is 52 cents, not 50, 52 cents plus like 21 cents. So it's like right around 73 cents a therm. Like if that's what your cost is, there is no crossover temp. Just keep using down to -5, which is the limit, down to -5, keep using the heat pump. I was like, that seems a little low to me. But anyway, yeah, then did the whole analysis based upon that and said that my break-even point was 2.5 years.
It's wild to think that like it's kind of cool that like ChatGPT like provided a link to fill out, because they wanted the data, but they wanted it in a certain format to make it easy. So it's like so easy. It's like so convenient to be like.
And this is the coolest part. This is the coolest part to me was, of course, I'm the geeky husband, and they figured out that they're like, hey, do you have to present this to somebody else? We could give you an executive summary. I swear to God. I was like, yes, that would be awesome. And so then we like through the multiple things we were doing, it was like this, then this, then this. And they're like, would you like us to put that all together? I'm like, yes.
Oh yeah.
I printed it out for Sunflower Mama, gave it to her. And she's like, this is pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, I thought it was. Not that you were going to like say no to what I was doing.
All day working on the math, and here's what I came up with. Check this out. It's so funny though, because like that's where like how AI is being utilized, like these LLM platforms and stuff.
So I actually created a GPT around it as well. So if anybody wants to use like the context and everything for this, so I have not tried it, like saying, oh, maybe I'll try this on like my next door neighbor and see like what data I come up with. Because all the data is actually free. No, I take it back. You do need the account number. I forgot. I was thinking it was you didn't need that, but you do need that. Anyway, I'm gonna like try to use it with the same data and just run through it and see how easy it is to use. And if it's easy, then I'm just gonna publish it. And
I like a lot, like more recently, a lot of these platforms have had shareable conversations. So like, great example. In the Nosana Discord, they were talking about how to add a delay for Hive OS to start the Nosana, to kick off with Docker, because we were finding that if you started, like I had an issue where I added it as a startup script, but I think it started too soon, so it ended up having the job get hung. So somebody who had already like sent that link to be like, here, look. It shows you step by step with Grok on how to do this, was like, oh yeah, just add in there how long you went. So I was like, hey, can I add have this start 3 minutes later? And it was like, sure, just do this, this, and this, load up Hive OS, go through these steps. I was like, and as I said, like Ubuntu and Linux is not my world. So it was just like handheld me through it. I'm like, dude, that was so easy. But then being able to take that and just copy and send it to someone else, and they could open it and just continue that conversation. Like I was like, oh man, that's so convenient. So like, so nice.
That adds a lot of privacy concerns, though, because when they
Yeah.
first started introducing that feature was searchable and indexable by Google. So you could find what people are searching for using simple Google searches and things.
Well, listen. When you're looking to improve your sex life and you're asking, kind of Chat GPT, all right, that's on you. But when you want to know how to add a timer on Nosana, I don't care who's searching it. Like,
it's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned that, though. I'm not high enough to be part of the summit, but I was told about some of the things that were going on at the summit, and they're like, yeah, we've seen an increased use of ChatGPT at the company, and we're probably going to shut it off because we have privacy concerns and security concerns. That information, if somebody's taking the information from the company and uploading it to ChatGPT, that there's a concern about that information then being public.
We had to, at my company, before I was done there, one of the initiatives we had that last year was to get with all the managers who needs access, what platforms that you want, and then creating enterprise accounts there, inviting the people that want that access because it creates an individual sandbox for it, and then blocking it everywhere else company-wide. And then when people want it, it's like, fine, we will create you an account, we'll give you access, we'll make it available. And the nice thing is a lot of it we actually used Edge's Copilot because it tied in with Microsoft and everything. So it was like, okay, cool. So we were using a lot of those, just trying to wrangle that the best we could to be like, listen, we want you to use it, but we want you to use it within the confines of just like us
and
knowing.
That's exactly what our company's doing, because we use the Google ecosystem. Okay. So they want us to use Gemini because they can put bounds around it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know it's not as good. But actually one of the other things I'm hopefully going to be getting into soon is, so there's like certain things that I do at work that are just completely repetitive every single day, and they take 10-15 minutes each. So I'm going to try to put a workflow with N8N and see how I can use that to actually automate the workflow.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a project I want to work on this weekend, see if I can get it to work.
Well, if you were in Microsoft land, you could spin up Copilot agents to do all that, and it's all cloud-based, and all those workflows and whatnot live within the 365 ecosystem. That's the good thing that I do like about Copilot, is that using Copilot for work, Copilot for business, whether it's the web chat, the work chat, any of it in the apps and stuff, all the data remains in your tenant. So like the data residency stays where it's at, whether it's like SharePoint or Exchange or Teams or any of that stuff.
Sure.
And it uses the Microsoft Graph in framework with the OpenAI LLM to do its wizardry, right? So it's not like OpenAI and Grok and all these where you have to put your data in there to get your data back out, because then it's gone, it's out of your hands.
Right.
We went through some similar exercise last year where we, put out an AI policy for internal use, and we actually use a third party for certain departments and certain power users, where they can essentially drop down the different models that they want, Grok or Gemini.
It's definitely different. Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty cool, and it's all API calls now, so we can pull data from like document repositories and ticketing systems and spin up our own little chatbots or AI agents and things. It's getting pretty sick pretty quickly.
Well, technically what I'm doing is not an AI agent, it's automation, because it's doing the same thing over and over. I'm not asking it to massage data or anything. So I won't actually have anything where it actually calls an LLM. But I'll have a local instance of N8N so that I can basically tell it what to do. And therefore nothing is out on the ether or anything like that. So I'm not doing anything against company policy, because we have the ability to log into the systems I'm going to be getting into from home computers. But we just obviously don't want to put it out there.
Or Max, hear me out. You sell them access to your AI servers as a service.
There you go. That's right.
Run your own, Max GPT that then the company
Max
uses.
The
GPT.
thought has crossed my mind. Trust me. But
Hell
unfortunately,
yeah.
I would need to sell that to a competitor because my company thinks I'm an idiot because I've talked to the head of the tech department basically, and I I was talking Greek to her because she had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Unfortunately.
okay,
That's
well,
rough.
all right.
Older,
Dealt with
older, yeah. That's the hard part about some older industries out there as well. Like it's just they're
Yeah.
last to come to the table on those things. So
Well, it's
I
interesting
totally
because
get
there's certain people at the company that have at least turned the corner. Like our data used to be really, really poor, and finally somebody got a hold of a tool and is now building something that's worthwhile that will help operations. And
Okay.
one of our higher up executives had said, he's like, we had tools like this like over 15 years ago at UPS. We are so behind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
Yep.
but at least they're starting to turn the corner. They're just not there yet. But trust me, I did think about that. I was like, I'm gonna build this little N8N, and then I'm gonna like put if it works, I'm gonna put feeders out to each of the warehouse managers and say, why don't you try using this?
So
See what you think, and then go from there, and then help them deploy the N8N instance locally in the office and say, look, I can save you 10 minutes a day times at least 10
Yeah.
every single day of the year. This is how I mean, it's just easy equation to say these people are paid X amount per year. It comes out to this much
Yep.
per hour.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a
Well,
very easy business case to make.
12 minutes a day is that break even on ROI on a $70,000 salary. I already did the math for
Yeah.
Copilot, selling that to customers.
Yeah, yeah.
12 minutes a day and half the shit you do. I mean, there's no way I couldn't live without AI at work.
Saving that labor time. Yeah, it's funny how
Yep.
like we use it more and more, which I think is great. Like using it as a tool, go. And that's the thing when you talk with most people, like I don't know what I would use AI for, but then once you in your job, and then once you start to
using
find
it, yeah.
avenues,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, really? Oh, okay, sounds good. It's like think of it like the easiest way I tell people too. Like I think my mother-in-law was asking the other day. I was like, think of it this way: like you would go on Google and you would search for a question you have, right? And you would then have to go through all different types of web pages that were found to see if it's in there or to try to figure it out. I'm like, think of that, but now putting that same question into a chat GPT or some type of avenue. And it not only provides you that, but then you can ask questions for it to explain more on, or
Yeah.
to provide your references or to more detail on it. So by the time you're done, you've gotten everything you need to in fractions of the time that you would have
Right.
to do your own
I even
research
said
for.
so. We have this like we call it operating system. I'm not going to name the name of the company, but it's like an operating system of how we do stuff, and it's a whole huge set of documents. And
Okay.
you have to like, wait, where is this? So you go up and do a search and hope you
Yep.
come up with what you're looking for in a list. I did this today, and we were looking for a document. I said, search for this, and then go to this, and then once you click on that, search for this keyword, and then it'll come up with what the document ID is, and then click on the document. So it was like 3 steps, and I'm like, this is stupid. It should just be show me this document, and just put it up one selection, one selection. Is this what you're looking for? No, it's not. I was looking for this. Oh, sorry, you mean this document. I mean, these are putting the whole document in context within an LLM, and then allowing it to train on itself.
Exactly.
It's not hard, but yet we don't have it. It's crazy.
A lot of companies,
and I'm an
have it.
idiot.
A lot of companies are on the slow, the slow adoption cycle. What really helped us, because we've got an AI SWAT team basically that I'm part of, and one of the things again that we did early was get AI use policies out there, so everybody knows where you can and can't put company data and where PII lives and all of that kind of stuff. On top of that, we created a center of excellence, which is basically just a teams group with a bunch of people together. And we would ping each other and say, hey, look, I used it this way and this was my output. And, oh, I used it over here in marketing and here's how it helped my team today. So we all learned from each other that way. And that's, I mean, now we have it mandatory in order to get like a Copilot
Sure,
license
sure.
or access to hats or whatever it might be. It's like you go through the training and it's like watch a video, take a test, watch a video, take a test kind of shit.
Okay.
And then you get access to, and like the people that got access to these systems before we implemented these training requirements, we then go back and we're like, hey, go do the training like everybody else. They go back and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea it did that. I've been using
AI
this for
best
8 months.
practices. Yeah.
It's wild.
No, I get it.
It really
I get
is.
it.
But just
100%.
like anything else, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely interesting, you know, the way that you find different avenues to use it. I mean, I use it from everything for, you know, putting in a bunch of titles I want to use on YouTube and like, hey, come up with 20 alternative titles for me to find like, hey, is there catchy ones, or like, hey, generate some tags for me that would be applicable to this type of video, or write me a summary that utilizes these. You know, it's definitely, everybody finds different avenues for it within their jobs, which I think are great, and kind of their professions and stuff, which is good. I mean, it's funny because we're seeing that in demand, and I don't think we're seeing it yet on like our side of the world, where it's like AI rental services, where like we'd love to see that direct connection, but we're still one step removed. You know, unfortunately, you know, a lot of these larger companies aren't using overflow into like the AI rental services that we're using. It's not like, oh yeah, Grok uses Vast for overflow. It's like, that would be awesome if they were, but they're not. And I would love to see that at some point, because I think that's what like we originally latched onto with Flux, right? And we were like, oh, Flux is gonna be that overflow compute available needed out there. I mean, go back like a year ago or whatever, and it just never. Everybody just built their own farms. Nobody was like, oh, nobody was like, decentralization is important. I don't hear anyone shouting that, unfortunately. No.
No, and that's unfortunate, but I get it. And I mean, what do you think? Do you think we'll ever see overflow from hyperscalers? Like they're just going to keep building more and more data centers. So if there's overflow, it's going to be to another availability zone. It's not going to be to a Vast or a TensorFlow.
Right. But there's always going to be a market for a low price, because that isn't the price on Amazon and Google and Azure, all that stuff, that isn't coming down in price.
No,
it's just not. So there's always going to be a market, especially when you're looking at like universities and especially college students who, you know, are looking for. I like I mentioned this before. My daughter had 2 3060 Ti's in her computer because she was mining as well. And she was the most popular kid in her machine learning class because nobody else was, again, this was back when you couldn't get graphics cards. So everybody else had to go to the lab unless you knew my daughter and were friends with my daughter. And then you just go over to her place and run it. So,
no, I do agree with you. I mean, I think it's interesting, whereas Max is right, like affordable compute that is available for this. Like, as I said, I've been following along on some of the Nosana stuff, just listening in on some of their calls and everything. And like, they make it very easy for anybody to go on their platform, purchase credit within the Nosana token, and then you just could drop it right in. Like, drop in whatever you're looking to do and off you go, which is really, really nice. And it is affordable, especially with, like, as Max has said, with some of these smaller platforms out there. I think there's definitely that avenue to go. I think if there's some massive limiting factor at the larger scales, the big boys, unless there's some weird limiting factor that comes out where there's, oh, they can only grow this much, or we're not allowing any more data centers to be built, or whatever this legislation comes down to protect the people, whatever. I'm just throwing out honestly verbiage here.
Protect the birds.
But until that comes out and happens, I don't think any of this pool of AI rental services that we are playing with, I don't think will ever be utilized at that massive scale. Like, I don't think, because as you said, like, Grok was a great example. Grok was a great example of like Elon Musk coming in with his group and being like, we want to build these massive data centers and we're just going to keep growing them.
And it's going to stop me, right?
Exactly. The demand's there. You know, the functionality is there. The usage is there. The use case has been proven. So, I mean, I would love to see it though.
he originally sliced it out from his Tesla data centers and was like, okay, well, we'll do this as a proof of concept. I'm already using this for another technology, another avenue that my business is using. Can it make sense over here? And it does. And he just builds it from there. I mean, that's the smartest way to do it.
I think a lot of these smaller platforms will do well if they get a little bit more business development savvy on and start trying to partner up to advertise the fact of like, hey, are you a company that wants to use AI and put it to work but can't afford XYZ? You know,
right. I have not found a lot of content out there where it's how do you use these platforms? I know, like, for instance, with Okta, Alpha Minds put out some content of how to actually use Okta on the user side of things.
Gotcha.
But I think that's honestly, and I've been thinking about it, I just don't have the skills. Goat has the skills though. To actually like work with these different platforms and actually show people how to deploy on their platforms. I think that if we get that side of things, it'll drive the hosting side of things as well. But so I know that if I did that, I'd probably get a lot of views. But I have that's going to be a lot of work because that's not the side I'm familiar with.
How to use AI tools for cheap. That's literally how you like. That's
no.
I
know how to pitch it. I got to know how to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would be a great thing to show. I think would be good. It's so funny when I first finished my 1 month of testing out Nosana on a 3080. I remember somebody had said like, oh, he had posted that, like I had said, hey, I've been testing it for a month. Here's my experience in their Discord. And somebody was like, you really shouldn't say you've tested it unless you've deployed things on it. And I'm like, that has no value to me. I could care less. I'm not deploying anything on these platforms. Like, people get so caught up in their ecosystems though. And I don't disagree with you, Max. I think content would be awesome. But for me, I could care less how to deploy on it. It's just not the world I live in. I have no value for that right now. For me, it is very much the like, hey, I'm just looking to be on the host side of things, not necessarily on the user end side of things.
Yeah, you're a builder, not a user.
And you don't have to be both. You don't have to be.
No, you don't have to be. No. I just started looking at it and I'm like, actually, that could be an opportunity. That could be an opportunity. But again, I have to kind of
do it.
It's easier said than done.
Take the same prompt on same deployment and do it on multiple different platforms.
Take the same workload, put it on these different platforms and see the difference in the outputs. But you got to do them multiple times. Like I'm running this 5 times on Vast. I'm running this 5 times. But it's so it's less of a you've got to actually build the container for it to live in, essentially, right? Because like we're providing the baseline compute. From there, they're creating the environment that they're making the apps live in that then can interface with other applications or end users or APIs or whatever it might be. And you said something a minute ago, Hobbyist, that stuck out to me. Like these platforms need, SDRs. They need BDMs. They need those sales-minded people, not just the geeks that are building the thing, to go out there and say, here's how much it cost is for API calls with, OpenAI, with API calls with Grok, with whatever it is. If you bring it here, here's how much you can save based on what you're doing historically. And then your business grows, we scale from there, blah, blah, blah. They don't have that. They just don't have that.
There's no business acclimate, and that's the challenge is like,
and
you just have a bunch of geeks
because
building
Flux
it.
does have that. Davey is running that department, or did traditionally.
Right.
And I mean, I can't speak to it, but they say they've got big customers waiting, and
they do, but it sounds to me like they're right now more focused on utilization of the node network. The whole thing with Arcane and making it enterprise available.
Well, so with Arcane, they're really pushing for Arcane because of the security of the node ecosystem. I mean, their traditional Flux OS worked, but it had some holes and stuff. I just did a video for them for their YouTube channel about Arcane OS, how to set that up, and how to run with it. It really is stupid simple. It's just as easy as it is to stand up Flux OS. A little bit easier, actually.
I will eventually do a video on that. I am almost to my next Cumulus node, and I'm just gonna do another VM.
There you go.
But I'm gonna roll it out with Arcane. I may try to see if I can do it on. I'll probably do it on Unraid again, but that'll be a little bit of a challenge because I'll have to figure out how to get that. Because it's not a deployment of Ubuntu, so I can't like use Ubuntu as a base. I have to get Arcane to actually be like the install.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna figure that out.
There's a Git site that'll just pull that down. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think going back to what you said there, one of the challenges is very much, this is typical within the spaces that we operate in, is like there's no business development side where it's like a lot of these companies, I forget who I was talking to the other day. Greater Good Mining, we were talking about Caspa and everything, and Bitcoin. We did a video on that. Talking about the fact of like, it's okay to partner with Web 2 companies that need to utilize your network. Like, you don't need to stay with these like Web 3 purists. It's like, find some of these big Web 2 traditional companies, Fortune 500 companies out there that can utilize what you're putting out there. And like all these AI rental services, it's like, this is pretty sweet. And if you're ready for it, approaching these guys and being like, we will give you 1 month free, test out our entire platform, hammer it with this, and then, you know, go from there. But yeah, that's the challenge, is like the build it and they will come mentality doesn't apply in these types of ecosystems at all. Like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, the Web3 space is like, there's just as much, probably more maxis than Bitcoin maxis in that space. Like they got the real cypherpunk, you know, kind of nature to them, where it's like, oh, we're against the system, man, hack the planet. I get it, but you got to play the game. You got to play the game, and that's part of the game. Is
you need revenue. You need revenue, and revenue is going to come from your traditional Web 2 atmosphere, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. You know, for the longest time, we talked about decentralization and Web3 this and Web3. I mean, that was one of my biggest challenges with Flux, was like, they wanted to put decentralization and Web3 at the forefront and be like, this is the best thing. Unfortunately, though, revenue is not coming from Web3. Revenue is coming from your traditional Fortune 500 Web 2 companies that find comfort in Microsoft or your Amazon AWS solutions. And you can't get away from that. Like, don't try to force them to get away from that. Come alongside them and partner with them. Work with to utilize your platforms. Yep. I agree. I mean, that's what I talked about with who was I talking with? We were talking more recently about GeoNet and their RTK network. And it's like, man, there are so many companies out there that could utilize centimeter accuracy. Why are we not chasing those companies? Yeah, like we talked about. A great example we talked about was
last weekend on.
Was that Uber? Is that Uber you and I had talked about? Yeah, I'm like, and this is a great example. It's like, holy cow, why are you not going after these companies where centimeter accuracy would be amazing? The same thing applies here from the AI side and the AI rental side. It's like, go after these companies that are spending a fortune on AI. To even just get 1% market share would be amazing. So yeah, so other than that, just things have been going well overall. Max, you doing any builds outside of your 5090 build right now? You got anything else in the pipeline?
I'm waiting on another Minis Forum motherboard. Right now I've got one sitting right next to me. It is so cute.
and that's the one, correct me if I'm wrong. I've only heard about it a little bit. It's a small board that has the CPU built in with it, correct?
Correct. It's a 70. Give us the rundown. Yeah, it's a 7945 HX, I think is what it's called. It's a mobile processor, 16 core, 32 thread. It has SODIMM memory slots, so you have to use SODIMM. I have the ITX version of it, not the one that Panda had shown was the micro ATX one.
Okay.
So, but this one has a PCIe 5.0 slot versus the micro ATX one has only a 4.0.
Is anyone utilizing 5.0 right now?
I mean, all the 5000 series has it.
But I mean, just any of the platforms, like, are they fully utilizing that entirely?
What the right question is, are you saturating the PCIe?
Correct.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Okay, got you.
A
Okay.
5090 in the most extreme case, I believe, could saturate a 16 lane PCIe 4, but it would be really there aren't many. I have not heard of anybody exceeding it except in very extreme cases.
And what
But
was
it's like, do you want to dummy
your
proof yourself?
cost? What was your cost for that board? No memory, I assume.
No memory.
Just-
The board,
okay.
processor, and motherboard was 365.
Okay, I was gonna say somewhere in the 3 range, and then you still have to buy memory and the SODIMM memory. How is that from a price perspective?
It's actually not much different. It really wasn't. That's what I was surprised, because I was like, I originally was buying this board versus the micro ATX one because because the memory stood straight up. Like typically SODIMM like is against against the board.
Slotted. Yep.
Right. No,
Yep.
this was straight up and down. So I assumed it was regular like DDR5. And then when I looked at the board, they're like, it's SODIMM. I'm like, no, that's got to be a mistake. It's got to be a mistake. And then I looked everywhere and it always said SODIMM. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to order SODIMM since that's what it says. Yeah, it was SODIMM. It was just a different way of implementing it. But anyway, had to order a fan because it comes with a heatsink. Okay. Now, according to Swamp 7, he's like, yeah, I've taken it off, taken off the heatsink, and the paste is horrible. I've not seen this get hot. As soon as I put a fan on it, it cools off. And when there's not a fan on it, the heatsink gets hot. So it's obviously taking the heat from it. So so it seems to be fine. But yeah.
What socket does that operate on? Like can you swap in all different coolers for that, or no, it's very proprietary?
No, this one is extremely proprietary. There's no, so like
I guess there is no exact socket. It's like built in. Yeah,
it's well, the actual, that's actually built in, but actually the micro ATX one, it's an AMD processor with what do you call that, the thing that goes over the processor that dissipates the heat? IHS. It actually has an IHS on it, and it actually uses LG 1700, which is an Intel. So it uses that, but it's a standard that you can use. With this one, if I wanted to switch out the processor, there is a way, but you got to be really careful because this doesn't have an IHS. So you could over torque it and break it.
Yeah. I was just curious because the fact of like, I know with a lot of these rigs, like looking at the 3900X rigs that are very common, a lot of people like to either do like AIOs on those with a lot of these rigs and such, or they like to put different coolers on them to cool these. And like, is that something that has become a factor yet where it's like, okay, these are getting too hot because the cooling's not good enough on them? That's why I was very curious, because like it sounds like a great substitute. Like, is this the evolution?
It's low power rigs. It's low power, so it isn't going to generate as much heat. So that's the other thing. And plus, I mean, how much processor are you actually using for a single GPU? It should be enough. At least that's my thought. So I'm deploying one of these. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the other one. I don't know. I might make like a small build out of it. Because I haven't decided which actual. I was looking at the fractal. I think it's the fractal ridge case.
Yeah, the real thin.
Yeah, the real thin one that stands up. So I was looking at that. I don't know. I'm torn as to what I'm going to do with that other one. I'm really liking the idea of getting a really cool small case. There you go. I don't know. We'll see.
Is it ITX or is it mini ITX?
No. The one I have is ITX.
I've got a spare case here. I'll have to see if it'll fit. I'll just give it to you. I got it.
Okay.
Ago and haven't done anything with it. Well, I was gonna pull out because I've got a mini ITX. I think that was it. I've got a mini ITX with a Ryzen 5 in it that I was gonna pull out and put in this, but it's an ITX case, and the case is a little bigger than the one that I have now. So I'm like, what's the point?
Right.
So if it'll, I'll hit you up after this, man. If it
cool.
fits, I'll just give it to you, and I'll bring over that network rack too. Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got so much.
I've been building these in. I've been building these into. I really enjoyed Asus Primes. Those are like they're micro ATX. And I've been loving those setups there. They're
What'd you put
small.
in it though? What processor did you put in it though?
That one has the 3900X in there that I have in there currently right now, and that's been fine. But it also does. I do have the NZXT Kraken AIOs that I do have in there as well, so that's worked out okay. But it's gotten a little tight, all right. And what the power supply slid in there and stuff, which is good. But you can only go so big. Like I got a 3090 in it, and it's a little tight.
Here's the thing. So that guy behind me is an Asus Prime Micro ATX board.
Oh, is it? Nice.
And about a month ago, it just died. Just
Really?
nothing. So yes, okay. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's going on. So plugged straight into it, like clockwork, it would freeze at 2 minutes, 2 to 220. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So at first I thought it was the actual like network connection. So I couldn't stay connected. So then I connected directly to it, and I'm like, no, this thing's just freezing. So of course I went to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And it said, could be your power supply, could be this. This is what you want to do. And the first thing it told me to try didn't work. Second thing it said, turn off C states. And C states is like your ability for your processor to power down. And so I'm like, all right, I did that. Has run ever since. So it won't power down. So then I started asking questions like, why is this the case? Like, well, as things age, the specs change. And if you have overdriven, like maybe overclocked your processor, you may be overdriving your VRMs. And I'm like, if you looked at the VRMs in a Prime, and I've got a 5950X in the one behind me, kind of thinking the motherboard's going bad. So I've got an idea that I'm going to eventually have to swap out that motherboard.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, it's just I have one more one of those right here available, those Asus Prime cases. I like the tempered glass look. It looks good. I have it sitting in the closet here, like ready to get built into something. There's nothing in it right now. So I'm like, all right, cool. We'll do that. I don't know. I'm just not as much of a fan of the little $20 like open rig frames. I want a PC to build in. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like, but yeah, so I've been having some fun with those. So we'll see where this goes with all the hardware. It looks nice because I got the lights off and like the LEDs behind me, but this entire workbench is just like, shit, you ready? It's just shit behind me, just like piled on top of it.
I feel
everywhere.
that, man.
I'm just like, turn off the lights, put on some LEDs. We're good to go. Keep moving forward.
Jeez.
Yeah, actually, my downstairs doesn't look too bad because we had to make room for that was the other part I left out. So with getting the heat pump installed this week, I had the presentation on Saturday. I gave them the okay on Sunday. They're like, you okay with Tuesday? I'm like, yeah, awesome. So on Monday they call me. They're like, yeah, we got some good news and bad news. I'm like, okay, what's the bad news? The bad news is you're going to need a new furnace. Okay, what's the good news?
For what?
Hang on, I'll explain. What's the good news? Well, we're going to give you that furnace for free. Remember that line where we said that we would, if we screwed up in the presentation or in the proposal, we would make up for it? Well, this is kind of the extreme example. So the reason why is because the Amana system requires a 2-wire like proprietary communication system. It doesn't operate on the standard 24-volt system. So that's what my current furnace operates on, is the standard 24-volt. So they're like, yeah, we're going to have to install. So I'm like, okay, of course I'm like really skeptical. Like, is this going to be about the same? And everything I looked at, I was like, yeah, this is just as good as what I have. I mean, I had a good furnace and it had probably another 5-10 years left on it, but I have a 10-year furnace, 10-year air conditioner. How long do air conditioners that were built 10 years ago last? About 12 to 15 years. So I was like, okay, well, I'm basically
contractor grade versus actually like something better. Yeah.
Well, this one was a little bit better. It was a Bryant, which is carrier. So it was a good one, but I've already had capacitors replaced on it twice. So it had shown that it probably wasn't the best one out there. But yeah, the furnace was great, and they're like, yeah, we don't need to replace it. And then they're like, well, yeah, we do have to replace it.
So all that airflow you got running in that basement, Max, you know, you're killing your furnaces. I mean, hello, I am like a staple. I did that myself. Like, you know,
on now. It's really funny because when the guy came over to like look at stuff like to install. And I'm like, oh, did you know about this? He's like, oh yeah, the guy took pictures and sent it to me. He's like, this is the
Yep.
heat source.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Trust me, your home furnace is not meant. You can build anything under the sun you want. It is not meant for that airflow. So
No, it's
do the
not. But
best
that's
you
why
can.
that's why it has completely separate. Like we have like cordoned off the basement.
You might as well seal the door to your basement and do a separate entrance, because either way, it's fine. It finds every little crack, every little, like.
I'm telling you, yes, and you're right, because what we have at the top of the stairs is we have a sheet. That sheet is like, but it's a thick sheet. It's not like it's like a flannel sheet. So yes, it will. It's like sucking through a like really, 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 really small straw.
It's grandma's curtain. My great grandmother had a giant sheet at the top of her steps. It's my great grandmother did shit like that. It's like, why is there a sheet? You open the door, there's a sheet. Like, what are we doing here? That's exactly what you guys are doing. Listen, when someone's sitting in your living room, you're like, why is the floor whistling? Oh, that's just the air pressure coming through, So let me grab some super glue. And then Max walks over with super glue, puts it down to like seal it. That's exactly what he's doing. Yep. We know it's happening.
But it's actually been really good. I mean, we obviously have had really cool temperatures since, so it hasn't really been tested at all. But but yeah, like I said,
with the 1999 super chat. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Heck yeah, coming in, keeping the stream alive. DJ likes to say. We need some DJ Mind streams again. We need him to come back and be standing on.
He did one the other day, I thought. Not too long ago.
I thought I jumped in there real quick. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome, Max. I'm glad that they were able to replace your furnace. You want to just send me your old one, because I don't have one at all. We just have floorboard heaters. I'm gonna buy a bunch of those mini 3s.
See, you don't want it because your electric will go up 3.138 cents.
If I tell them,
that's still the stupidest thing I've ever heard about.
It is.
Power's power. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Like, seriously, they're providing a service. What does it matter what you're using it for? It's wild to me.
Well, the thing is, it's not that. So think of it this way. You're getting a better rate because you're using more electricity, right? Their thought is, well, if they're using electric heat, there's two things. One is you're using more electricity, so therefore we can give you a lower rate. But secondly, it's also, I mean, come on, I'm in Illinois. Okay. So if somebody's got electric heat, they're like, well, typically in the past, it's been because you couldn't afford to have a gas furnace or to have a gas bill. And so you just have electric heat, and therefore we're going to give you a little bit of a break. So it's kind of like a somewhat of a poor discount. So I'm taking advantage of the system as it's structured right now. And it's been like this for years. So I don't think it's going to change. At least it won't change in the next 3 years.
Good. Yeah. I don't know. I had a wild idea, because we knew that there wasn't like a central furnace. We had floorboard heaters in this house when we moved in, and the person we bought it from the family, because the guy that lived here passed away here, and so we bought it essentially from a state for the most part. But half of all the floorboard heaters upstairs were ripped out, so all we have upstairs, like where all the bedrooms and stuff are, is one of those. It's almost like a mini split, like a giant AC that fits in the wall.
Yeah.
In the living room, and then each of the bedrooms, I've just been putting mini box miners in there, and it works great. I mean, they're not too loud, and the kids don't mind it. It's like a fan in the background. I got 2 of them in our bedroom, and then down here, same kind of thing.
How are you handling the hot summer though?
We got window ACs.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So my
it'll
daughter's is in the corner, so she's got 2 windows, just like our bedroom. We have 2 windows, so we just have like a breeze going through there for the most part. But
we've started
in the hallway. We put a window AC in, and then same thing in the living room. That giant thing is also an AC unit. And then I've got
over the last
ones. Go ahead.
Over the last 2 weeks, I don't know if you guys have had this out towards your way or not, but we've had some cold mornings, like in the 50s, which has been really nice. And
really nice.
So it's got me like, okay, like, when am I putting? So I think for me, I'll be putting the Flue Miner L1 Pro in my basement.
Nice.
And then maybe like another Flue. Instead of using the Jazz Miners, so I don't have any more Jazz Miners. I sold those. during probably the bear market at some point. But yeah, so I might put a Flue Miner L1 Pro on one floor and L1 on another floor. My son's bedroom is above a garage that doesn't have good insulation, so getting him something good. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably run 3. Maybe the Canon Avalon Q will crack out. You know, that's in the shed because I've been running that on super. Put that on, you know, eco mode or whatever, and running those because like at my house now, my electric rate here is 17 cents now. So like I'm not running anything here except for like the solo miners that I have out in my shed and like my AI rigs at this point, which are only 2 at this point. So for me, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll bring those home and utilize that heat and kind of see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to fall, right? You know, typical miner. You're like, bring on fall, let's go.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I got the X16Q that was in the living room. We'll probably
there you go. Yep.
This year.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to get what's that other the Bitcoin Flue miner that's coming out, the T3.
T3.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
to get
that one's gonna be
well.
tough though. 1700 watts.
It's gotta have.
You're not running that on 110.
There's no power modes on it. They made the same mistake with the.
I might not
so
get
like,
that then.
so Flue
Just get
Miner,
the Q
ASL,
instead. Yeah.
great guys, but they have no. I even talked about this in my L1 Pro video. I was like, one of the things I pushed was like, they need to connect with their demographic, home miners. It needs to have power modes. You cannot release a product, and that thing's 1400. It actually is 1500 watts. Who can run this? Homeowners in the U.S. aren't running this on a dedicated circuit.
Yeah, it should be 1350 or less on a dedicated 110.
You're releasing products that don't work on every pool. You're releasing products that don't have different power modes. Give it an extra month of release and have your developers like work on those 2 things, and you would hit a home run like the Avalon Q did. The Avalon Q checks every box as a home miner.
Yeah.
From the different power modes, and they're just not doing that with the Flue miners. Even this T3, I think I'm supposed to get next week. And they're going to start shipping them the first week in October. So like right around the corner. But like those are the questions I asked them. Does this have power modes? Oh no, it doesn't. Why would you not have power modes?
Doesn't make sense.
1700 watts. I'm going to plug this in my shed at a 30 amp 240 volt. Like who's going to run these things? Yeah. Which is a shame because 115 terahash is competitive for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially at that wattage.
Yeah, I mean, that is really competitive, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
I mean, it just makes you think back on
S19.
like I have 2 S19s in immersion that are off right now. They're 100 terahash.
Yeah.
They're using 3200 watts each. This is a 115 that uses 1700. It's wild to think. I was actually testing the other day. NiceHash has a firmware for the L9 now, and I was testing some things for the bear market, and you could take it from 17 gigahash down to 9 gigahash. So it does the same as an L7.
Yeah.
Uses 1500 watts.
Wow.
1500 watts. You're gonna get the same performance as an L7. Perfect for the bear market. Like.
Yeah.
That's the type of efficiency stuff that I love to see, where I'm like, dang, like I could cut this down almost in half and the wattage is that low.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep. So how far we've come, right?
That T3, it's a like a X16Q style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's a rack.
Yep.
Is it a full 19-inch? Like it will fit in a standard size rack?
Don't quote me on that, but I want to say I'm just kind of thinking through it because the Avalon Q came with rack mountable ears for it. The L1 Pro did as well. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, and I think it does too. I think it actually has it built in like the X16Qs did. Now that I actually think about that, yeah.
I was looking at it. I saw the handles on it and the little ears
on
it and stuff, and I thought that'd be fantastic for those type of environments where they've got data center racks.
Yep.
You can just stack them all in there. And
it looks like
watts,
I was looking at the pictures of it. I can't really tell if they're added separately. I know with like the L1 Pro and the L1, they sent them separately, which was fine because like not everybody wants to run it and stuff, and it was always a pain like with the Jazz miners when like you didn't want, I think there's definitely some options there for it. which would work out well.
Who sent you the Avalon Q? Did you get that from Can-An?
That was from Kanan. Yeah, that was from Kanan originally. Dude, I lucked out. I got that like super early and did a video on that, and that video almost has 100,000 views on it. Like,
that's amazing.
People,
That's a really
people
good
could.
product. It really is.
People, yeah, it is. Oh yeah, that's the one where like people continue to search for that. That's one of those ones where when I look at my analytics, it's still in the top 10 videos viewed on my channel every single week.
It's fantastic.
And it's like, wow, people are still. Yeah, it's number 3 right now. Last week it had 15,000 views alone. It's like, what? Like,
dude,
insane
crazy.
to me. Oh yeah, I love to see it. But it also shows there's still interest in that. There's still interest in those units, and in that model. And Kanan just did very well. I mean, they designed it really well. And I think literally Flu Miner, I think literally is just like hey, how do we create a knockoff version of this? You know, like with their script miners and with the with that that T3 now, which it's not terrible as long as the pricing's good. I think the only downside is their power modes. Like, guys, you're checking the boxes with power modes. The pool thing is not the end of the world. Like, you could pivot to a different pool if you needed to. That is only a few that support it, but like those power modes are a deal breaker. Like, absolutely a deal breaker.
Good thing is if they smarten up, that can be fixed with a firmware update. You know, update the
they
firmware,
came out.
You can get new modes.
Yep. It just took them a while. What are we looking at here? I can't tell. What is that?
Newegg Shuffle. I was not selected. They started the Newegg Shuffle.
Oh, they still do that?
Up.
They just started it back up.
Max, that's bad news. Don't show me that shit. All right, that's like a freaking drug. Come on now. We all remember those days.
Yep.
Yes.
I never won any of those either.
I did all the time.
Did you?
And I never had the money. Never had the money, so I couldn't afford it. I won all the time.
The interesting thing was I like looked through everything. There was like a really like $30 for a 512 USB stick. USB stick, same thing. They had a 1200 watt MSI power supply for $100.
Wow.
I was like, damn, that's a really good price.
Yeah.
But then I looked up the review on it, and it's a piece of crap.
That's why it's $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. I actually just picked up. I was telling Geek that last week I drove around with my son for the morning and bought up all those 3090s. That I bought them, and I actually got a power supply too. It was an EVGA in the box, EVGA 1000 watt power supply, like G3 for like $70. Like,
wow,
looks brand spanking new. I was like,
nice.
I'm gonna need this like 100%.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked on Facebook Marketplace for like hardware in forever. That was like my first time in a long time. And now you're throwing Newegg Shuffle at me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is bad news, Max.
Well,
do not be showing me these things.
As I mentioned to you, I think before, the motherboard you got is an H12 SSL super micro board.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Make sure you run that with its own power supply. Do not power any of your GPUs with it.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. And thankfully, you don't need that much power with that either. So that.
No, I mean, nice. I put a 750 on it just because it was hard to find a really good power supply that was less than that these days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I get you. Hey, I got a little 450 one. Got a little like micro little 450. It's an EVGA too. EVGA has a little 450 one. Yeah, I did like a little like micro build back in the day. I don't know. In the closet, there's like a stack of ATX power supplies from all those GPU rigs. So like, I don't know, I'll dig in there and find something. See what we can put together.
How many risers do you guys still have?
Oh God. A drawer.
GPU risers.
I haven't counted them, but it's a drawer.
Hundreds. Yeah. I have a clear tote in the closet here with hundreds of them, and I have more in the attic. And I was giving them away towards the tail end to my mods in my Discord, and was like, how many do you want? I will ship as many as you want.
Take them all, please.
Please take them all. Like, there's so many of them. Because after I disassembled all those GPU rigs, I still have one rig, the AAA Wave one. I guess like GPU risers did theirs too, but like the AAA Wave style, like the 12 GPU one, all put together out in my garage on a shelf. And I have who was the other company? AAA Wave had another like smaller one that did like 8 card that was stackable. That was I still have that one out there as well. And then I still have the the monster one, still in the box. I'm like, I'm not opening this and putting this together. Like, and that's it.
Hey,
I got rid of everything
actually,
else.
speaking of that, that could be really good for put the H12 SSL on that. Just make an open frame and actually put all your GPUs on that, and then use the
because of all the power supplies it supports.
Well, it's not even that necessarily. It's just the fact of how are you going to mount all of those GPUs. The other part of it is that I have an 8 GPU 4090 rig, and I have it on the basically I think the same version of that, just that it's the GPU risers version. It's the 12 GPU, two levels of GPUs.
Yeah, with the 6 and 6. Yeah, I got
those. So I have basically all 8 on that. I've got four per level.
Wow, so you have a lot on there. Okay.
Yeah, and I basically have them all going into 4 PCIe slots. Basically, they're bifurcated, so they're only 8 lanes each GPU. And that sucker makes $50 a day, easy.
Nice.
And how are you connecting those? Like, what risers are you
the C-Pane risers?
The C-Pane, okay. And that's the Slim SAS?
Yeah.
Connections?
That's why Max is asking. He's like, when are you going to buy those? I'm like, because those aren't cheap,
if I had a referral code, I would give it to you, but it's not the way it's
Are we buying in bulk here? We get like a discount if we buy a few of them, you know?
See, I actually do need a few because I am going to take my Octo server and I'm going to bifurcate a few and actually not only bifurcate, because it has the ability to do 12 8 lane slots, but that's only if they're 2 wide. Mine, because it's 4 wide, I've got 6 4090s that are all by 16. Well, I'm gonna take 2 of those and bifurcate them on, and then I'm going to take the Slim SAS that's going straight to the motherboard and put that on an adapter, a riser basically, to link in. Now, the only thing is, and I don't quote me on this, but he did send me a message that GPU cables, Dave, he is getting more cables, or more wires, so he is going to be able to make more cables. So I want to be able to take the adapter for a 4090 and be able to just put it directly into the server, not have to get a separate power supply or anything like that.
Got you.
Because it has enough power to do it. So I just have to figure out how I'm going to mount the 2 extra 4090s that I'll end up getting. So I have not figured that out, and I really need to put my mind to it to figure out how I can mount.
I don't even want to use that Omega. That thing is so big, that Omega frame.
I know.
It is so damn big. I'm like, I don't want to use that. I don't want to build that. I don't want to play with that, because there's so many of those that I just gave away towards the tail. I had so many of those still in the boxes. I was like, just get rid of them. Yep.
Well, how are you gonna mount your GPUs then?
I just not the Omega. I'll do the 12 GPU one. The Omega was just too damn big, and it was a lot flimsier than I liked. The 12 GPU one that we're used to using, that one is much better, and I can fit 3 3090s, if not more, as I buy more in there, no problem.
Yeah.
Listen, if I ever get to the Omega size, all right, we're gonna talk a little more, because that thing's massive. Like, Jesus.
Well, you could do what Panda's doing. I'm seriously thinking about it, is actually ordering a server case, like a 7U 8U server case. So you have 2 levels. You have on the first level, you have the motherboard and CPU, and next to it you have 4 GPUs, and then above the CPU space you have 4 more GPUs up above there.
Listen,
and it's pre-wired and everything.
I'm just dipping my toe into this. All right, you and Panda are like, you're fully in the pool. All right, I'm not even there. I'm just dipping my toe in. All right, so
I still have my head above water.
It's only you and Panda that are running these Octo servers. Like, no one else is. Listen, anyone else who's crazy enough to buy an Octo server right now just for this, like, good for them. But like, we're not doing that. All right. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not with building a shed. Not with building a whole other shed setup and all of that.
But see,
like,
here's the
heck
thing.
No.
I know that shed wasn't cheap, especially with all the stuff you're putting in it, and then you're buying all the ASICs to go in it. And I'm talking about building one server that will probably make
I can buy an ASIC
around
no
$70 a day. $70.
I can buy an ASIC no problem, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll spend several thousand. But then you're like, hey, buy this server case for like $300 or whatever, 500 or 1,000, and I'm like,
oh no, that server case is a couple grand. It's like 4 to 5.
The Octo server you're talking about, not the other one.
No. I'm talking about the other one that's just the case.
Screw that. That's just sheet
metal. $3,600 for the case.
You guys are stupid. Don't do that.
I'm telling you, do the
just
math.
buy an Octo server. Just buy an Octo server by the time you're done.
No. The problem is that if you're buying the Octo server, their configurations are not helpful. I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh,
they have a 10. If you're going to do an Octo server, you better buy the GPUs from them because you need to fit it within their case. Because basically they have a 10 GPU, like next generation Octo server. And it's great if you use their GPUs. If you're using the retail ones that are much easier to resell,
bigger.
Yeah, you're not going to fit enough in there. You need at least 8.
Yeah, just buy them from them already preloaded. Just ready to go. That's the way.
That takes the fun out of it. Okay, that takes the fun out of it. Let's be honest
it does make it harder to resell them when the time comes. That's why I'm thinking I want to buy and then the other part of it is that the cost of those are higher because they kind of know they have you. If you're so you're basically you're paying an extra $500 per GPU versus buying a retail version of it. So once you add that up, you're like 5 times 8. That's like an extra $4,000. I'll pay $3,600 for the case because I'm going to save more than that on the GPUs.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to what's your time worth, right? I mean, you're gonna spend time Frankensteining it together versus.
Well, that's the thing is you're not really
solution.
You're not totally Frankensteining it because this is specifically built for a particular motherboard. You just have to make sure you buy that motherboard, and they wire it all up for you.
Nice.
So they have all the slim sets, they have all the risers, everything. So basically you just have to plug up the motherboard once you get it. Obviously put this, have all the things
so
for
it's
that.
Another Octo server, except it's significantly larger pretty much in order to fit is what it is.
I mean, the Octo server has standard parts in it. The motherboard.
Did you say you bought one? Did you say you bought one of these?
I'm seriously considering buying one. I have not done it yet.
Because we know Panda's buying those, and
I know. I was like, man, you beat me to the punch
over here. Yep, that's right. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm like,
I'll
build it in this 12.
It's an investment. It is an investment. So, I mean, I've already made a significant investment in the basement with the hardware that's down there. So
start making your money back and then look into upgrades. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm taking the money that I'm making and using that to go forward and buy.
Yeah. So in the chat, Crypto MB says, any news or updates on Trade Ogre? Last I heard, there was like litigation in place or something.
I don't know. Last I heard it was a DDoS thing, but that was also weeks ago, and I haven't kept up with it at all. So that I don't know about. I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's all rumor at this point.
I mean, I get it. People are looking for avenues to liquidate, like they talked about in chat, liquidate shitcoins. I get it, 100%. Like, hey, it was easy, it was simple, it was risky, and now it's like, dang, with that and ZegX, it's like, you're kind of eliminating some of those options. So I forget what I saw something the other day. The SEC allowing, like, I saw something on Twitter where there was some announcement on them talking about allowing people to use a lot more offshore exchanges.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, you heard about that too. Yeah, and I was like, because I was really curious. Like, I've really thought about it over the last several months of like, with the current new administration and some of the leniency from the SEC on crypto, it's like, okay, are we going to see some of those things get rolled back? Because like towards the end of the last administration, it was very anti like other exchanges, for especially for U.S. residents, which really sucked for us. So that's why I was very curious on like, are we going to see some of that backing out? And I hope we do. I mean, I'd love to use KuCoin again, right? But like,
I was gonna say KuCoin was the jam, dude.
Yeah. So your friend Andy actually did a video on getting citizenship in a particular like small country that accepts citizenship for like anybody that wants it.
Yeah, it's like $250 a year. For,
yeah, exactly.
Palo or I saw that. I talked to him about that too. Yeah, and so you're essentially a dual citizen, and you're able to use that citizenship, that address, to get to any of the other exchanges too.
Right.
Like full Binance, all the things.
So there's always that.
Yeah, it would be really nice, but it would be really nice for a country that is so supportive of crypto now that we start to see. And I get it. The SEC has always been delayed. I know there's been a lot of a lot of people have been rotating in and out of the SEC. So it's like, okay, cool. Like eager to see when some of that movement starts to happen, to be like, okay, we need to let up on some of these things. So I'd love to see it. I mean, I hope we eventually get there.
Hey, there's at least been some consistency in the SEC. Crypto Mom is still there. I can't remember her name, but that's her nickname.
Yeah. I forget her name too. She's like the lady with the short hair, right? Yep.
Fully Electric says I use non-KYC exchange and Trade Ogre. I have an account for non-KYC and I don't use it. I don't remember why I signed up for it, but I do know like multiple times a month I get emails saying exchange coin delisting.
Oh, so, really? Like, wow.
I don't know what's going on over there, but it's always been that way. So like they get a shit coin, nobody uses it, and then they dump it because they're not going to support, things that aren't cycling. They're not making transaction fees, yada yada. Right. So, but I mean, to each their own. And then, what about Binance announcement pending? Not Too Techie's asking, wasn't there like
was that rumored for Caspa?
Or an illusion of Caspa going on Binance?
Yep. I saw that too. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if it's still happening or what. But I mean, no one said it was Caspa. It was just like, I don't know. I thought it was like the teal lightning bolt, so everyone thought it was like Caspa. But who knows what it could be? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. As soon as Caspa hits some big exchange, it's not going to impact the price much, in my opinion, because price is going to go up, people are going to dump, price is going to go right back down. That's what I plan to do. Yeah. I've got my sellout price, and I'm selling out. As soon as it starts getting up to around 12 cents again, I'm going to DCA out, and just be done with it. It's a cool project. I might keep a little bag, but I've got, 80,000 Caspa, something like that I've had since I GPU mined it back in like early 2023.
Speaking of shitcoins, did anybody see what Demo did this week?
What more could they do to kill their project? Oh yeah, there's a massive pump.
It was a massive pump.
I saw that. Yeah.
God, I need a reason to get out of that project. Please give it to me.
Yeah.
Well, you missed it.
Absolutely.
Because it's already back down below 6 cents.
Did they just do a market mover and just go in and like?
I'm guessing because they were probably trying to say, hey, we need to pump the coin because we need people to buy these units. So if we pump the coin, it will make it more profitable than it currently is.
I see that. So, I did see that.
It went up.
Never followed up with it. Yeah.
So I saw when it hit that whatever night that was when it started. I saw when it hit 8 cents, and I'm like, I'm not messing around. I am getting half of my shit out. And then I'm like, when it went up to 9 cents, I was like, all right, I'm out. If it goes up higher, so be it. And I got out, and it went up, I think, to like 12 cents. I was like, damn it. I got out too early. Because, timing things perfectly is so easy.
You're never going to do that. Yeah.
Right. So, but I'm glad. I mean, it's now down lower than when I sold it. So I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Smart. Yeah, I saw it. Got too busy. Didn't keep up with it.
Yeah,
I would have stolen that opportunity because Demos, they're not doing. I don't see it. Yeah.
So here's the benefit though, is last payout, because I did pay the $4.99 a month. I am paying the $4.99 a month, and it doubled. It was now 100 Demo. 100
Demo. There's so many less people. There's so many less people on there now.
Exactly.
Say, like the week before, I got like 33 or 36 Demo as a payout, And then the week after the subscription stopped, I went and looked at the app, and it was like 60 or something. 58 or 60 would have been what I made that week. But
yeah, I mean, I still have the LTE R1, and that one still has some time on it. But the AutoPie, I still haven't even pulled it out of my wife's van yet. But like I did get the email that like that is no longer supported type of deal. Yeah, I need to pull a tech hustler and just blow that thing to smithereens.
So I partnered with a Raspberry Pi company, and they're sending me a product that I can repurpose the CM4 board that's in the AutoPie for this other partnership that I've got CM4 boards around here, but the intention is, this old project doesn't work anymore. Look at this new project, partner with this other company kind of thing.
I saw somebody
smart.
Yeah.
I saw somebody do a video. I was just looking I want to find it on repurposing the AutoPie.
Yeah.
And I thought of you when you had mentioned it the other day. I want to see if I still have it.
So it's a CM4 board. It's not a full Raspberry Pi.
It's not a full Raspberry Pi. It's a CM4 in there. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I think it's the 4 gig CM4.
Okay, so it's not like a Helium. It's not like a Helium miner that actually has a Raspberry Pi.
It doesn't have a full Raspberry Pi in it, as I understand it. No. Yeah, I think it's a CM4 on a carrier board.
Right.
On like their proprietary carrier board. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's still a quad core proc with 4 gigs of RAM, and then I don't think it has.
Well, Retro Mike has a video out of repurposing the AutoPie into a Game Boy.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh yeah,
one.
I saw that. That was good.
And then there's a guy, Asfalato, how to repurpose demo AutoPie as a Raspberry Pi, the full guide and run through. So I'm not sure on that one. I just googled it, repurpose AutoPie, but I remember seeing like that. So yeah, I think finding all different avenues, I think is great. Like, please do it.
Next live stream I do, Joker is going to be asking for his super chats back.
His money back because you got him roped into staking demo.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. That's funny. Yeah, it's
I get it, but I don't like staking anything that I can't immediately pull out or has a cooldown period of like 24 hours or less. So Solana's out, fucking Cosmos is out.
I did Flux a while.
Solana's 3 days.
Flux Titan. Remember the Flux Titan nodes that were like a year? I did that like the first day they launched. I remember doing that, and that was a 1 year. That was the longest I've ever done. Everything else, I don't have anything else staked.
Yeah.
But I don't consider like my current Flux nodes staked because you can liquidate them. You can pull those out instantly. Neoxa, you could do the same thing. But yeah, I don't stake anything, like nothing else at this point.
I've got that.
Yep.
I don't know who I have. I have that shared in a shared node somewhere.
iNodes, or there's the other one.
Right.
Yeah, I use Node Orbit. They have like their VPSs set up and everything.
Yeah, but that's a standalone.
Standalone,
node,
yeah.
right?
Those are they're full. Yeah, they're full.
Like
I guess they called them master smart nodes.
Yep. That? Yeah. Okay.
And then that was expensive to do that. Now you could do that for like nothing because Neox is not worth
like
anything anymore.
And you can stand up a node.
Oh my gosh, I remember those. I remember those were almost $2,000 each when I first did those. Yep.
God.
Now look at it.
Oh man, we've been going for
wild.
2 hours, guys. Let's give it another 10 or 15 minutes. See,
I'm good for 10. Let's round it out at 11.
I gotta send you something, Goat. I thought this was pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow I'm not gonna be on. I'm not gonna be doing SNL. I don't know if Hawk is doing it or anybody else, but I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be at this. Let me.
Going to a concert?
It is. Share the window.
Wait.
I will be at this.
What is that?
That is North Coast, down in Bridgeview, Illinois.
That's the old Chicago Fire Stadium, I think.
Geek Stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Is it just like a light show or concert? Oh, EDM. There you go.
Yeah, it's like a 3-day rave. My wife and her friend are down there right now. They're going tonight, tomorrow, and then Sunday, and I'm gonna go at least tomorrow and maybe Sunday too. But yeah, it's gonna be.
You're such a cool hipster.
Pretty fucking intense. Like they got a lot of really cool bands and artists.
I've heard of Chris Lake. I've heard of him.
Chris
That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Dead Mouse there. That's cool.
Dead Mouse is doing a drum and bass set. That's gonna be sick.
That's different. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the other ones, but that is cool.
ATLians was playing the song that I played at the intro after the NFL bit.
Oh yeah, dude. The other week when you were live streaming, I forgot. Like I had it in a tab because I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to it when he's live. And all of a sudden my speakers go off and it's like that NFL intro. And they're like, all right, let's go. Live stream's up. I was all hyped. I'm like, let's do this. Like, put me in, coach. Let's do this.
So that'll be fun. I will be occupado tomorrow. It's gonna be wild.
That's cool. That's cool.
Did you see what I sent you, Goat?
No, I didn't.
I just have to say score. That's my the score on my Flux
nice.
node.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's a family show, so I don't expect you to show it.
It's a family show. Come on.
Nice.
Who do you think you are?
Man, who invited this guy?
Interesting. I guess I'll accept that. Anyway. I don't know. Somebody message me on Discord and I don't know who they are. I'll figure it out. Or I'll get hacked.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Frogman, exactly.
Yes, that was the score, Frogman.
That's
yes.
the score. Yes.
I knew you guys were smart. I knew you'd figure it out.
Nice.
I'm waiting for my my ASICs to come back online at Terra. Like, come on! With their move going on right now.
Oh yeah.
So I'm eager to. Man, the same 2 weeks that Terra is moving and my ASICs are down. Compass Mining is they're moving. I have my ASICs at their Nebraska site. They're moving it to the Missouri site because they're shutting down their Nebraska site. So my ASICs are down there too. Like now I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I have like 22 ASICs down right now. I'm like, wow. You gotta be kidding. You're killing me right now. Like yields are higher, you know what I mean? With everything going on. So I'm like, dang it, this sucks.
Who all are you hosting with?
I have them hosted with Terra, Compass Mining, Block Ops Mining, and Simple Mining. So I have them at four locations. Yeah. The Simple Mining site, totally cool. Like I think Simple Mining, I'm like, all right, they got a site, up in Cedar Rapids. That's cool. They have 7 sites in Iowa alone. Wow. They only operate in Iowa, and their largest site is the one I got a chance to go to. It's a 50 megawatt hydro site that they're building out. So it's really cool to see like all the containers. Believe it or not, every hydro container actually has 2 chilling towers next to it. So every container is like 3 containers, like those 2 in that one. So it was really cool to learn kind of how that all works and see how that works and stuff. They didn't have any operational yet. They literally the guys were there actually working on every one of these Bitmain, they call them HK3s, has all the piping inside of them. So it comes out of like the hydro container, goes and like it's all like adult Legos pretty much. And you pipe it over to the first one and then you pipe it to the next one, and it was really cool to see. I mean, I always learn a lot from those tours, but that was pretty badass to see. One of the other things they have a 30 megawatt where they started, and I got a chance to see that. Their first container, believe it or not, short story, their owner and the 2 other guys started out with cell phone repair. Right after high school, they started their first cell phone repair store, and then they got up to 7 stores where they were repairing iPads. They started repairing GPUs. They started getting ASICs in the door. And then they took and got their first container It was a small 50 ASIC container. They funded themselves, paid for it, and they partnered up with their local power company. I think it's like Cedar Falls, something CFC. They put it in their yard of the utility company, like in the yard as a proof of concept. Now they have 30 megawatts in the yard of the utility company in Cedar Falls. Like, you can't go anywhere. So I show it in my video. It's wild. Like, every nook and cranny of this yard is filled with these. And they started out with these 50 ASIC containers that they kind of retrofitted. And then they grew into the giga containers and everything. So it was really cool to see of like, these three guys just started as doing he still owns the 7 cell phone repair stores and still does those.
So
and
that guy,
he runs.
Does he also do like, I mean, he's in the yard of the utility. I'm guessing they make him do curtailment.
They do. Yep. Correct. He does curtailment there. Yep. And their other sites do curtailment as well. But like getting into bed with like the utility company itself,
it's a marriage made in heaven. I mean, seriously.
They've been able to,
You've got the load, so when you need the load, you've got something to put it into. And guess what? If you all of a sudden you can't ramp up quick enough, you tell them to shut down.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven.
They've done really well with expanding. And the one site, the Hydro site, was about an hour away. But it was really cool. Really cool to see. So I got a bunch of good footage. So that'll be coming out in like 2 weeks. I have a video on that. But it's so cool to see of like how they make these things. Like, you know, as I always tell these guys when I visit these mining farms, I'm like, it is so cool to see how like obstacles people run into and how they overcome them, because everyone's different. Every single one's different. Like the one I went to Compass where they were using hay bales for sound mitigation. It's like, I haven't seen that before. That's a great idea, you know, and they're surrounded by, you know, farms all the way around them.
Yeah, Joker Miner asked, does Simple allow you to send your own ASICs? They used to have to buy from them.
They don't. You have to buy from them. So that's how. So their kilowatt hour cost is significantly less than most competitors out there, but you pay a premium for the ASIC unit.
For the machines
so like
themselves,
yeah, their business model is a little bit different. You know, Terra, great example. A lot of people use. You can kind of send them whenever, but their kilowatt hour is higher. So it's kind of what avenue, you know, you end up going. Their reasoning behind it is, and they'll tell you straight out, is, you know, they charge more, one, because they want to control that ecosystem of that hardware coming in to know, like, is it in good shape and stuff. And two, they reinvest that in the company to expand their company. So you're paying the premium to kind of, it's kind of pay to play, is what it is with a lower kilowatt hour. So doesn't work for everybody, but for some individuals it can. Yeah,
it's a different business model, and I mean, to each their own. It works for some people that have that.
It's harder and harder to send. Yeah, it's harder and harder to send units. Like, there's only a few companies out there that actually allow you to buy. Like, great example, like I know, like Musk Miner, you gotta buy from them. Block Ops Mining, you know, one that I use, you know, it's changed over time, I think, based off of like what their availability is and such, which is definitely one, you know, that comes to mind. Compass Mining, you got to buy from them as well. So like it's nothing new. It's just Terra's model is different than the industry standard.
One way or the other.
At least this bull run. Yeah.
One way or the other. And whether it's through a higher cost of electricity or through a higher cost of unit, the infrastructure has to pay for itself somehow. So it's just like I said, it's pick your poison. It's like, are you going to pay for it up front in the unit and get a lower cost moving forward, or not have to pay the premium and pay for it over time? You're kind of thinking of it as, you know, and the thing is, it's pretty easy to work out. You just do the analysis to say, at what point, how long do I have to have this unit running for it to finally break even to use the lower cost and to over the higher cost in the at Terra. So it's a simple equation. I have not done it, so I don't know how long it would take. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's pick your poison.
Chat GPT, put it in, you know, it'll do the math for you. The funny thing is, though, you have to the thing now is that like you could depreciate and expense that ASIC, that full value of that ASIC, and you're going to expense that electric as an operating cost. So it's really it makes the math very easy now versus the way it used to be. So yeah, I mean, you could honestly be like, hey, I'm buying a $10,000 ASIC. My electric rate is going to be XYZ. With this, what is the break even or whatever versus, when you're looking at it, the other avenue to go. Yeah, I'm going to save $3,500 by buying from this company. So there's definitely math to take a look at there to see which avenue you'd want to go with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's CapEx versus OpEx.
Yep. And some people are very turned off by that, and I get it, where they're like, okay, well, I want to be able to send my own units, and I get that too. The nice thing is if you buy from them, when your contract's over, you can go ahead and get your units back and send it somewhere else.
It's just they're being hosted there, and
If you've heard from King, I mean, I've heard stories of the garbage he gets.
Oh, they get, yeah.
Like, what were you thinking when you sent this? It was mainly the GPUs more than the ASICs. But, but I mean, like, what were you thinking when you sent this the way you sent it?
Yep. Okay, so I have just talking about that. I know we're gonna wrap things up here. Crazy story that I'll piggyback off of some of Panda's stressors. So Panda's talked many times about how his S21 got scrapped by Bitmain for repair.
Yeah.
So I have an L7 that was with Block Ops. They've done a great experience with them. They take care of all these things. They sent it. They reached out to me. We had one bad hash board in there. The other two were running fine. It was about 6.5 gigahash. Hey, do you want me to send it for repair? We're seeing XYZ. Yeah, sounds good. Like, please do. They sent it to Bitmain at Texas 3, so it was in the US. Go back and forth with it. Finally heard back. Block Ops is great. They'll send me a screenshot of like what Bitmain has said. And they're like, Bitmain has elected to scrap your unit. And I'm like, wait, it has 2 good hash boards. It's hashing at 6.5 gigahash. What is scrappable about this unit? Like, one hash board is bad. And so I was like, the hell, we're scrapping this. Like, you're in the US. I know people that work at Bitmain. We are not scrapping my unit. So they went ahead and I reached out to my contacts at Bitmain and was like, this isn't acceptable. We're fixing this. I want my unit back. And I'm like, the hash boards that are in it better work, because they worked before we sent it and we have logs for it. I do not want your company stealing my hash boards.
Yeah.
Because that was my concern. Why are you scrapping an L7 with 2 good hash boards versus 1 not at all? So I got the unit back to Block Ops. So we sent it back. Block Ops is like, hey, we got your unit back. It's missing ribbon cables. half the connections aren't even connected. They're like, this thing is an absolute mess. Like, someone just threw it in a box. And I'm like, what in the world? So they reconnected everything, got it all set up, cleaned it up and stuff like that. And thankfully they went, your boards are working. So I was like, because if they weren't, I was like, Bitmain, you're done for here. Like, everything is documented. The logs are documented for, like, this doesn't work in the US. If it was to China, I would have no chance. Like, no chance at all. Type of deal. So I actually have them sending it to Compass Mining has a internal repair company called Novomod, and I got a chance to meet the guys. They showed me all their tools they use. They developed their whole platform, and the guys over there is a guy named Billy. Shout out to him. He's like, dude, send it my way. I'd love to see why Bitmain was going to scrap your unit. He's like, if we can't fix it, we'll just order a replacement hash board. And I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously. I'm like,
Jesus.
So it was insane to hear all about this. I plan to do a whole video on this because, like, that's just not acceptable. Like, Bitmain is either doing 2 things. They're scrapping units to get people to buy up to their L9s before the L11, which is very much an Apple mentality of like, oh, just buy another one, like, type of deal.
Yeah.
Or they're looking to steal hash boards to use for other repairs.
Well, it can be both.
But the other part was it still under warranty?
No, the L7 it wasn't under warranty.
Oh, it was an L7. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was an L7, and I was willing to pay for it. Like, I was like, okay, like, I
mean, because Panda's S21 technically was still under warranty.
Oh, same, yeah.
And the
second you send it to China, you're done. Like, I've decided after this that I'm just sending nothing to Bitmain, even if it has a warranty. I'm gonna pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know enough people in the industry now who do repairs where I'm like, I'm gonna send it to you first. And then, I'm willing to pay a couple $100. That's what seems to be the norm with like repairs, and kind of go from there. But it's just, I cannot wait till Proto Rig comes out and just changes the industry from the repair perspective, because Bitmain has just, they have decimated the industry, and they know that they have, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I mean, there's no point in sending anything to them to get repaired. Like, let's be honest here. It'll take months, or they'll just scrap it. It's just not worth it. It really isn't.
And there's nothing you can do about it. And we talked about that a little bit last week. Like, I worked for an industrial repair company in a previous life, and that's what we would do. We, you know, hey, we're replacing this PLC, or, you know, customer says, yes, I approve this quote for this repair, and either the parts aren't there, or the parts we have don't fix it, or whatever. But there's another one from another customer that's on the shelf waiting to get a quote approved. We'll just take the board out, put it in this one, and send it off. And when that gets approved, that's a future Alex problem. That's what these repair companies do, and that's just how it works. That's part of the game. It's
I'm eager to see a company come out and change the kind of industry standard, because Bitmain has created that industry standard. AlphaPex is really changing that with just like, hey, our units don't need repairs very often at all. I mean, I only know one person ever to get an AlphaPex unit repaired. I constantly have 3 I tell people I have 62 ASICs. 3 of them are out for repair at all times.
And
like,
was it repaired?
Always have 3. The AlphaPex unit was repaired and went great, and it was back in 2 weeks.
Right.
And it was like all under warranty, no problem, right in Delaware or their Texas facility. And it's just like, man, but now to have somebody like Proto coming out, where it's like, our units are meant to be repaired, hot swappable, fixed, like, and that's like impressive. You're talking US based warranties with like, hey, we have 12-month warranties on everything, and you know, it's like,
I mean,
holy cow.
Think about it this way: what you've seen this with, like, you know, Asus and other manufacturers, and they'll be like, hey, here's the thing. So yours is under warranty. We do suspect there's something wrong with it. Send it back to us. But what we can do is send you something while this one's coming back to us. And
advanced replacement.
And if we get it back, then we've already sent you a refurbed model. And so you can be back up and running a lot faster, and especially in this industry, making money. That would be huge. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Is that the model they're doing, where they're gonna like
everything with Proto is gonna be modular.
It's all
so
modular,
like you can even replace a hashboard with it on. So you can pull out a hashboard, put a new hashboard in. They advertise it could take 10 seconds to replace your fans, because it's just click, and you pull out, click a new one in. It's like a cartridge now set up, and your hashboards are 30 seconds. You do clips, you can slide out a hashboard, slide the new one in, and it doesn't have to be turned off. You can send it out for repair, like a core mentality is what you're talking about.
I could totally see this almost like an SLA type of agreement.
Where
you're like, we will have X number per ASIC sitting on your site, ready for deployment in case there's a problem. You will pay us a fee to have that there, and to manage sending stuff back so that we can fix it and then put it back in. I mean,
check this out too.
Brilliant.
If you pull out a hashboard, right? So like, you're supposed to run about 850 or 815, I forgot what it was, terahash. That's what their models are meant for. If you pull out a hashboard, the other boards will ramp up and overclock it to support that lost hash rate.
Oh wow.
Until and then you put the new one in, and everything ramps down.
It all comes back down.
It's totally meant like. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's so just, it's totally different than anything.
Each of those blades must be recognized as their own machine, essentially, right? So it's like, and I don't know. I haven't seen.
They're not even running off of ribbon cables or like the bus bar mentality that we're used to seeing. Totally different. Totally different.
It's like the Byte, but bigger.
Swamp 7 just said Asus RMA is garbage. You're not wrong. I've had to
never used it.
I had to use it once with my son, and I had to help him maneuver, because I'm like, no. This is what they're going to do. They have this program. They're not going to offer it to you. You have to ask for it. And it was like, I will give you a credit card that you can charge if I don't return my dead GPU to you while you're sending me a new one. So I'm not down.
Yeah.
And finally he got to somebody who was like, oh yeah, we have that program, and yes, it doesn't cost you anything, it's just that we need your credit card so that if you don't send it back, we are going to charge your credit card and you can't contest it. We're going to have a signed agreement, blah blah blah. And he did that, and yeah, he was back up and running. That was when they had problems with their 2060s.
They do that with like enterprise gear, right? So Cisco, when you buy a new Cisco switch or a firewall or something, and you pay your Pro Support or Pro Support Plus or SmartNets or whatever they call it this year, you essentially get that advanced replacement as part of that initial purchase.
Was the word, yeah.
So that like my firewall died, they will, depending on the level you bought with like a 2-hour response time, 4-hour next business day, whatever it is, you get it in, swap it out, put the bad one in the box, and send it back.
Yep.
I don't see why.
That's how it was with Meraki when we did Meraki's. Yeah.
Meraki's the same way. Well, Cisco bought Meraki a few years back.
Yeah.
But yeah, same kind of thing. And a lot of those, Dell will do the same thing, depending on the part, depending on the level of, advanced replacement that's bought through the support agreement and whatnot. But why can't more commercial equipment be that way? Like,
especially in the mining industry.
You're buying it up front. I'm paying up front for this expected or this like insurance policy. So if this machine goes down, you're going to send me a replacement machine. I'm going to send you the broken one back that you can do with whatever you want. I'm going to pay up front for that insurance policy.
It was crazy when I was at Simple Mining at their headquarters. So they have a headquarters that has a 5 megawatt farm attached to it as well, with all their offices, and they have a repair facility. They probably had like 12 people doing repairs there, and about half of them were actually repairing power supplies. And I was like, hey, you guys actually repair these? And he's like, honestly, this little $5 part takes like 3 minutes to replace.
Yeah.
And they were like, it fixes 9 out of 10 power supplies.
Yep.
And I was like, holy cow. I was like, most of the time I'm used to just like, hey, swap out the power supply, scrap the old one. And they were like, yeah, we do these all day long. It's like the first thing we go to. And I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't even realize that, of like how much of a value that is. And so they stock, they were talking about power supplies on sites, or they call them like their bolt-on for like power supplies, control boards, whatever. They'll just swap out the power supplies, and then those power supplies just get put in a pile and sent back.
Right back in the cycle.
Right back in. They get cleaned up. They test it, and then bam, it gets put back in a pile to go back out. That was like, that was like Compass Mining at their facility, their logistics facility in Denver. They actually have parts stocked there to go on all their 20 different mining farms. And every day that order comes in, and every day an order goes out to every single one of their mining farms for parts. And they have everything come to that facility. So nothing's going to like the individual mining farms. Everything goes to their logistics site, is stocked there, and then goes out with an order. And if they're close enough, they have like a truck that runs between the sites.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like a carrier service almost.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, we did that when I worked for an ag company years ago. We had 15 sites down the East Coast. We had 3 full-size tractor trailers that ran between them. So if you wanted a part and it was at one site, it could be there the next day.
Yeah.
Which was really, really convenient, which you got to imagine from a mining farm perspective, that has huge value. To be like, oh yeah, we'll have it here in 2 days or 1 day. That's like huge versus like, let me order it from China.
Yeah. Slow boat from China is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
A real thing.
Yep. Very
Absolutely.
much so.
Well, guys,
Yeah, when I was in the bike industry.
Hours. Go ahead, Max.
I was like, when I was in the bike industry, that's when it was like, okay, if we had like a high-end bike, we would air it over, especially if it was just the frame, because it was light, but it still took up a lot of space. But bikes, no. They were in containers. They came over in containers, and it always took like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
If it ever arrived. Imagine how many of those shipping containers are at the bottom of the ocean with so much equipment there.
How many ASICs are in there?
Yeah.
And how many how many of the containers actually, especially if they're the ones below the deck height, how many of those get flooded?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've gotten some of those at our warehouse occasionally.
I bet.
It ain't very nice.
Got some fishies hanging out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been going for 2.5 hours. Max, hobbyist, thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me hijack.
Make sure you you smash the like on the way out, and yeah, have a great weekend, guys. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Where's my mouse?